Chapter 26 Hit me if you don't accept it. The next day. The third practice field. I deliberately arrived late, so that with Shizuke present, little Sakura wouldn't get mad. During this period, little Sakura got up many times, pretending to stroll casually, bypassing Shizuke, and squatting next to Naruto, trying to rectify Naruto in a blind spot that Shizuke could not see. Naruto saw through and evaded in the same way. Shizuke didn't eat breakfast and waited for several hours. Shizuke, who was already in a bad mood, didn't want to watch errands when here, so he left. As soon as he left, Naruto immediately followed, making up his mind not to have a chance to be alone with little Sakura. In such a battle of wits, Kakashi, who was late, showed up. Good morning, sorry, I met a cat blocking the way, and I was delayed for a while. It's almost noon, where is the good morning? Little Sakura complained in a low voice. I'm sorry, I won't do it next time. I wonder if there will be a next time. Kakashi laughed, and took out 2 bells and an alarm clock from his pocket. The time limit is 1 hour. Whoever grabs the bell can become a genin. Those who don't get the bell will go back to the ninja school for another year. But there are only 2 bells, not enough. Little Sakura couldn't help but said. That's the rule, the best case scenario is that 2 of you succeed, Kakashi said. Worst case, none, all fail. Not only the bells, but also the bento. I only prepared 2 servings. Only those who snatch the bells can eat. Little Sakura was sluggish. Doesn't this mean that she will fail 100%? Shizuke's actual combat ability is very strong, and Naruto is stronger than Shizuke. These 2 have always occupied the first and second places in the actual combat class of ninja school. Compared with brain power, little Sakura is confident that she is not weaker than others. Compared with grabbing things, it's not that she underestimates herself, she really can't compare with these 2. It's getting late, do you have any questions? If not, let's start. As Kakashi said, he put the alarm clock with the set time on the stake, tied the 2 bells around his waist, and took out a book from the ninja bag. Okay, the survival exercise, now begins. Seeing himself announcing the start, the 3 immediately dispersed, hiding nearby, waiting for an opportunity. Kakashi nodded secretly. He casually glanced around, looked down at the book, his whole body was full of flaws. 10 minutes later, little Sakura, who couldn't wait any longer, took the lead in attacking. Kakashi is the defensive side, and he can afford to wait until the end is his victory. As the attacker, I must take the initiative to grab the bell, and when she grabs one, she can help Naruto and Shizuke grab it. As for who will get the 2 bells in the end, the subconscious mind doesn't want to think about it. Can't wait. Kakashi continued to read the book, while distracted to parry little Sakura's attack. In the process, he judged the real level of little Sakura. The first is great strength, and the second is excellent control of chakra. The style of play is still the set of basic movements taught by the ninja school, which lacks flexibility. The 3 categories of ninjas, the most basic one is taijutsu. Your strength is strong enough, but unfortunately your dexterity is insufficient. Kakashi commented. He raised his knife and slashed at the back of little Sakura's neck. Little Sakura groaned and fell unconscious. Now, seeing that Kakashi was concentrating on dealing with little Sakura's distraction, Shizuke launched an attack. Hit. It's a pity that it's a stand-in wood. Shizuke, whose whereabouts were exposed, soon confronted Kakashi, and fell under the illusion of hypnosis. There is still a chance to go together, come alone, it is completely a condition for me to break one by one. Kakashi said casually. What about the last one? Isn't it coming yet? How long will it be hidden? Suddenly, just at Kakashi's feet, a few ordinary stones turned into Naruto, who rushed forward with both hands and feet, immobilizing him. Kakashi was surprised, but his movements were not slow at all. He missed the hand that was grabbing the bell. He kept the bell first, and then shook off the rest of the shadow clone. The fragile shadow clone, unable to withstand bumps, turned into light smoke and dissipated one after another. Whoosh! A dozen or so kunai flew out from the grass. Glancing that there were no detonators on it, Kakashi didn't move much, just tilted his head, turned sideways, and avoided them. Is there? Just as Kakashi was going to throw the kunai in place, looking for Naruto, something unexpected happened to him. These sufferings are all disguised by Shadow Clone using transformation technique. At this point, just in midair behind Kakashi, release the transformation technique and throw the rope. A chakra line is attached to the rope. This is the specialty of the puppet master, specially used to manipulate puppets. Naruto has not systematically learned puppetry, and his chakra lines are purely a byproduct of practicing chakra control. Even the cumbersome puppets can be manipulated freely, let alone this light rope. What? Kakashi was taken aback. Immediately afterwards, the neck, arms, legs, and waist were all wrapped up and tightened by the dexterous snake-like rope, and together with the dozen or so shadow clones who were still flying upside down in midair, they retreated and dragged the ground. Successful. Naruto the cat was on a tree, watching eagerly. Seeing that Kakashi disintegrated suddenly, turned into lightning, followed the rope attached to the chakra line, leading to the shadow clones, and they all died together. Naruto thought to himself as expected. I know it's not that easy. Kakashi's favorite tactic is to send a clone to feign an attack, while the main body hides in the dark to observe. Just where is the main body? This training ground is not big or small, and it is not easy to find someone to hide. We can only continue to let the avatar go to test it. Naruto's idea is simple. Use your own strengths to attack the enemy's weaknesses. In terms of combat experience, he is not as flattering as Kakashi. With such an iron body, if he doesn't use the power of 9 tails, he will most likely kneel. Conversely, let the shadow clone, which is not too expensive for him, to attack and try. For the chakra amount affected by Sharingan, Kakashi, which is very low, is undoubtedly the most effective, least labor-saving, and safe tactic. Hey, I'm just bullying you, Mr. Chakra, if you don't accept it, come and hit me. Time passed slowly, and Kakashi, who was hiding somewhere, wiped the sweat off his face. Feeling bad, already a little dizzy. Where is this Naruto hiding, and this shadow clone, and how many there are, it's endless. After thinking about it, Kakashi pushed the forehead protector and decided to make a quick decision. You're lying. Kakashi horrified. Sharingan has the ability to see through chakra and chakra flow. At this time, in Kakashi's eyes, there are chakra everywhere, roughly counting, at least 2,000, counting the more than 300 that he has already solved. This is close to 3,000. Such a huge number could not have been arranged after the start of the survival exercise, only before that. With so many shadow clone cover, how to find out the original? Kakashi has a headache. Sharingan can't see through the amount of chakra, and can't see through the amount of chakra to see who is the main body and who is the clone. Chapter 27. If Naruto wants to snatch the bell, he must first identify Kakashi's body, otherwise it will be a waste of time. If Kakashi wants to subdue Naruto and enter the next stage of the true assessment as soon as possible, he must also find Naruto's body. The rules of this survival exercise determine that Kakashi cannot hide and must always stand in a field with a wide view. It is enough to achieve this point. As for whether it is the main body or the avatar, there is no mandatory requirement. This also led to Kakashi, who has been unable to find Naruto's body for a long time, and gradually fell into a disadvantage. Naruto is a big chakra owner and can afford energy consumption, but he can't afford it. Even if Naruto needs 10 parts of chakra to fight, it is still not enough to consume 1 part of his chakra. This is clearly a war of attrition. What should we do? Facing the continuous shadow clone harassment, Kakashi was lost in thought. Use ninjutsu to clear the field? With so many avatars, and without concentration, at least 5 to 6 ninjutsu are needed. Are you planning to go to the hospital and lie down for a few days? Use physical skills that don't cost much? Well, there is still the problem of too many clones. Naruto doesn't swarm up, but comes in waves one after another, and each round is not chaotic and chaotic. On the contrary, they cooperate with each other. The feint creates opportunities, the main attacker seizes the opportunity, and the assistant interferes full-time, which cannot be solved casually. It is definitely not enough to rely on physical fitness alone, you need to use chakra skills, and once you use chakra, consumption is inevitable. Empty all avatars with physical skills, the consumption of physical strength and chakra is immeasurable. Okay, you won, this bell is for you. Kakashi stopped helplessly, and took off a bell from his waist. The shadow clones who were fighting on wheels stopped at the same time, and one of the shadow clones said, I want both. So greedy. Kakashi raised his eyebrows, looked at the number of shadow clone around him, which had not decreased but increased, and sighed, okay, just 2, take it. Could it be fraudulent? Naruto pondered, motioning to the shadow clone not far away, disguised as a branch, to replace him. In order to make Kakashi believe that this is the main body, I specially asked Nine Tails to do a favor and give some chakra to Shadow Clone. In the plot, Shadow Clone had talked with Nine Tails, and borrowed chakra from Nine Tails to fight against Uchiha Madara's birth of the tree world. Pass it directly to Shadow Clone without going through the ontology. That's chakra from Nine Tails. Kakashi narrowed his eyes when he saw the Shadow Clone coming out of the bushes and seeing that it had a coat of tailed beast chakra on its body. He didn't know that Nine Tails could be passed on to the Avatar Chakra, which is a blind spot in intelligence, which made him mistakenly believe that this is Naruto's body. It's right here, throw it over here. Shadow Clone stood tens of meters away and said. The other Shadow Clones approached spontaneously. Pretty cautious. Kakashi smiled slightly, without saying anything, and threw the 2 bells over. All Shadow Clones subconsciously looked at the bell in midair. At this moment, Kakashi moved, and instantly appeared in front of the Shadow Clone wearing the coat of the tailed beast chakra, and pushed the forehead protector. As the Sharingan turns, the illusion is activated. But, not enough. In a low voice, Kakashi raised his hand to catch the flying bell, it's over. The Shadow Clone controlled by the illusion was immediately awakened by Nine Tails, and immediately controlled the Nine Tails chakra on his body without slow reaction, turned into a chakra hand, and grabbed Kakashi. It's not over yet, the clone roared. Surrounded by the surrounding area, there is a chance to touch Kakashi's 2 laps of Shadow Clone, and they use Raise Non together, trying to buckle forward as much as possible. Raise Non rubs against Raise Non, collides, causing a big explosion. Boom. The smoke and dust dissipated, and a large pit appeared on the ground. Kakashi, missing. Naruto jumped out quickly and reached out to grab the 2 bells not far from the edge of the pit. Huh? This weight. Naruto was stunned. The bell turned into Kakashi in a burst of light smoke. He clamped Naruto's hands, cut them behind his back, and pushed him to the ground. No more singing now, Kakashi said, taking a long breath. This guy, not only the multiple shadow clone, even the Raise Non. If he hadn't reacted quickly, he might have lost half his life just now. Humph. The subdued Naruto snorted coldly, and turned into a puff of smoke, and suddenly it was shadow clone again. Kakashi. This didn't even deceive Naruto's body. Speechless. Looking at the time, there are still 37 minutes to end. Through the contest just now, I have already figured out Naruto's cautious fighting style. I am afraid that if you don't know the shadow clone, you can't even think about it. And shadow clone. Kakashi glanced around with the Sharingan, and found that the number of shadow clones hidden by transformation has not decreased, but has increased. So, Naruto has been secretly releasing shadow clone? No, you don't need to do it yourself with Naruto. Shadow clone can use shadow clone, provided that chakra is enough. Just now Shadow Clone used Nine Tails chakra to deceive him, the amount of Nine Tails chakra. Can't cut the main body of the back row, and there are so many summons. Kakashi pulled down the forehead protector, thinking that his assessment had nothing to do with whether he got the bell or not, so he downplayed his desire to continue fighting. Continuing, he is confident that he will keep the bell, but the price is that chakra is overconsumed, accompanied by the possibility of hospitalization. The loss outweighs the gain. This time it's real, I'll give you the bell. Kakashi put the bell on the ground and patted it with his hands, proving that it wasn't a clone and there was no transformation technique. 5 minutes later. The center of the exercise range. Waiting for the main body of Naruto holding the bell, Kakashi said casually while leaning against the stake and reading a book. You got 2 bells. According to the rules, you can choose to pass by yourself, or you can bring an extra person. Come on, what's your choice? Tell me. This is. Naruto said, and put the 2 bells next to the heads of Sasuke and little Sakura who had not yet woken up. My choice. Kakashi looked sideways. Reason. I promised little Sakura that I would match her with Sasuke. Naruto said. It's not appropriate for me to pass by myself, or to choose one of them and break them apart. For me personally, becoming Hokage does not happen overnight. I am mentally prepared for a long-term struggle, and I am not in a hurry. In this case, they are the ones who passed. Kakashi said, as a loser, you will be punished, and there is still time to repent. Naruto shook his head. Tie yourself. Kakashi pointed to the rope at his feet. After Naruto used Shadow Clone to tie himself up, he confirmed that the person who was tied up was the main body, and he was not cheating. Kakashi put away the book and woke up Sasuke, little Sakura. Tell the 2 of Naruto's choice, Kakashi smiled. Congratulations, you 2 finally got the bell and passed this survival exercise, Naruto, as the rules dictate, he's going back to ninja school for another year. Chapter 28. What? Exclaimed, little Sakura stared at Naruto. Sasuke was silent for a moment, then said, I didn't take it myself, it's meaningless. I don't want it either. Little Sakura also refused and returned the bell to Kakashi. Then there is no other way, you all go back to ninja school. Kakashi waved his hand indifferently. Why not? Aren't you going to kill someone? Naruto said to Sasuke, then looked at little Sakura, and you, really want to give up such an opportunity? Idiot, if I could do it on my own, I would have succeeded long ago. It is because of you that I want to be together. Little Sakura rolled her eyes and thought angrily. Speaking of which, I have passed the assessment several times, and none of them succeeded. Is it because I am too serious and unreasonable? Kakashi said to himself in embarrassment. If this goes on like this, it's hard to explain to Hokage-sama. That's good, I'll give you another chance. If you fail again this time, I can have a reason to explain to Master Hokage. It has nothing to do with me, it's simply that this year's genin is too useless, and they failed the 2 assessments. It is said that little Sakura and Sasuke are really stunned, and Naruto is just pretending. Listen, I'll just say the rules once, Kakashi said. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, do a survival exercise again. If you don't want to accept gifts from others, then work hard to get them yourself. Bento, here are 2, Sasuke, little Sakura, it's yours, there is no Naruto's. As a punishment for not having a bell, I will participate in the afternoon assessment on an empty stomach. You are not allowed to feed him. Whoever violates the rules will lose his qualification for the afternoon assessment. After announcing the rules, Kakashi glanced at the time, said he had something to do, and had to leave for a while. Before leaving, he told Naruto again not to eat. After Kakashi left, the little Sakura, Sasuke, who was already very hungry, looked at each other, opened the bento box, and started eating. After eating about half of it, and looking around carefully, the little Sakura mustered up the courage, approached Naruto, turned the ends of the chopsticks, picked up a piece of chopsticks, and handed it to his mouth. Little Sakura. Naruto thought it would be like in the plot, but Sasuke brought it up first, but unexpectedly, it was little Sakura who acted first, which was quite a surprise. Hurry up and eat. Before he comes back. Little Sakura urged, sticking the chopsticks straight into Naruto's mouth. Also half-eaten Sasuke, stop. Although I don't know how you snatched the 2 bells, it turns out that filling your stomach first and cooperating with you will have a greater success rate. Sasuke couldn't accept a gift that belonged entirely to Naruto. His bottom line was that he actually participated in it. Seeing this situation, Naruto knew it. Sure enough, it is almost the same as the performance of the plot. Kakashi, who had been hiding in the dark to observe, was very satisfied with the state of the 7th class, and jumped out to announce that the 3 had passed, and said that classic line. A guy who doesn't follow the rules and regulations is a waste, and a guy who doesn't cherish his companions is even worse than a waste. Hokage office. Umbu has been removed, and Naruto is completely entrusted to the 3rd generation under the care of Kakashi. After reading Kakashi's report, he is silent. Forget it, with Kakashi here, I don't need to worry about it. Naruto's dream is to become a Hokage, and he also has the idea of cherishing and protecting his companions. In terms of strength, not to mention Naruto's own talent and hard work, even without these, the explosion of 9 tails alone is more than enough to protect himself. Not caring what Naruto was doing at this time, 3rd generation opened the crystal ball and peeked into the place, the bathhouse. If no one is using it, turn it off again and start working. Barbecue shop. 2nd floor. A card room at the end. Class 7 is having dinner here, Kakashi treats you. Naruto liked all kinds of meat. He ordered a bunch of meat and devoured it with him. It was obvious that he was in a great mood. Passing the assessment and officially becoming a genin is expected. What really makes Naruto happy is... Ding, trigger check-in character, hey take Kakashi, check-in? Yes? No. Yes. Congratulations, you got lightning style, Reikari. Haha, I signed Kakashi's secret weapon. What Naruto is most afraid of is signing up for those miscellaneous and gaudy 5-element escapism. Kakashi will be miscellaneous, and copied a lot with Sharingan. I think these copying techniques do not belong to the category of signing in. Otherwise, how can you be so lucky to win the big prize as soon as you come up? The proficiency of the ninjutsu obtained by signing in is directly full. It is proficiency, not power and effect. Naruto can use Reikari now, but because his lightning nature transformation is not at home, the power is much worse. Graduated. From then on, the sky is high enough for birds to fly, and the sea is wide enough for fishes to jump. Starting from Kakashi, next, there are many strong players who can sign in. Even if he is not a strong person, as long as he has ability, ninjutsu, or special physique, with good luck, Naruto can also get benefits by signing in. If you cooperate with your own efforts and persevere, are you afraid that you will not become the strongest ninja world? Thinking of the depths, Naruto grinned with joy. Suddenly, a small hand grabbed the right waist and twisted it clockwise and 90 degrees. Hehe, eat, why don't you eat it? It's a waste to order so much and not finish it. Little Sakura laughed. Naruto's mouth twitched. Careless. Delicious barbecue and imagining the future made him unconscious for a while, giving little Sakura a chance. Originally, Kakashi and Sasuke were separated between him and little Sakura, so it was extremely safe. Right now, little Sakura somehow came over here, sitting next to him, and he was caught in the middle, with little Sakura on the right and Kakashi on the left. Kakashi glanced at the two of them strangely, his perspective was blocked, he didn't know what little Sakura was doing, he just looked at Naruto's expression and couldn't say anything. I'm going to the bathroom, right now, the unstoppable kind, Naruto said. Little Sakura's face froze, she finally caught Naruto, she didn't want to let go easily, thought for a while and said, I'll go too. Watching the two of them run out chasing and fleeing, Kakashi pondered, how is the relationship between Naruto and little Sakura at the ninja school? Sasuke, who chewed slowly, said softly, Naruto often asks little Sakura to ask me out. I don't know about the others. Naruto said that he promised little Sakura to help you. I thought you were the one that little Sakura liked. Kakashi said, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Compared with you, she obviously cares more about Naruto. If that's the case, it's better. Sasuke said, I'm not interested, and I don't have time to be distracted. Don't say that, it's also possible that she likes you, but she regards Naruto as a good friend. Kakashi laughed. Hearing this, Sasuke frowned and didn't want to talk about this topic. He said, how did Naruto grab the two bells before? The other side. Naruto had no choice but to sit on the toilet seat and reminded, this is the bathroom, male, single room. I know. Little Sakura locked the door of the single room with her backhand, pinching her finger bones, the explanation I want is why you are avoiding me. Chapter 29. Why do you hide from you, haven't you counted in your heart? Naruto was speechless. Tell me, why are you avoiding me? Little Sakura urged. You don't hit me, why should I hide? Naruto asked back. You are obedient, I am full, will I hit you? Little Sakura said. You are not mine, how can you control me? Why should I listen to you? Naruto retorted. I remember answering the same question before. Little Sakura grabbed Naruto's ear. Before you complete the agreement with me and help me chase Sasuke, you, not your own, have mine. A little bit of basic knowledge about health, eating irregularly, staying up late, ruining the body, what should I do if I die early? You think I want to control you? If it wasn't for chasing Mr. Shizuke, I would be better off lying down at home and sleeping late than here. I didn't see it, this little Sakura still has the potential of a housekeeper, but you managed the wrong person, your prince is Shizuke. Knowing in his heart that the result of his tough attitude would be to anger little Sakura. In the days to come, he would never be able to live in peace. Naruto bowed his head and said, got it, I'll listen to you. Hey, that's the same problem, you little Sakura can't keep an eye on it all the time, we came here secretly, and we can still continue to squeeze out the potential. What is it called? This is called Mingzio Plank Road, darkening Chenkang, catering to you on the surface, but still going its own way behind the scenes. What are you doing to me? Looking at Naruto suspiciously, little Sakura said, you promised me before, what happened? Then what do you say, you can't keep staring at me. Naruto spread his hands, expressing helplessness. There are 24 hours in a day. No matter how long the gathering time is, there is still time to separate. If I'm really lying, you can't prevent it. You have to believe me. You can't just stare at me without going home because of this. Can your parents agree? What do you eat? Where do you live? A bunch of problems that can't be overcome. So, there's nothing else to do but trust me. You can have this. Little Sakura nodded. Huh? What? Naruto was stunned. You and I want to go together. Little Sakura said. A few days ago, I was thinking about this question, how to supervise you, and came to the conclusion that unless you live together, it is impossible to succeed. And to achieve this, the prerequisite is that we are in the same class. Only in this way can I have reason to convince my parents. No. No. Live together. Naruto was stunned, how is that possible? How is it impossible? Little Sakura. Look, we live together, live together, isn't this intentional to misunderstand others? Naruto. That's why I said that there is a reason for being assigned to a class. Little Sakura. Using Jonin, Mr. Kakashi as the guise, and saying that it was the teacher's order. As a companion, we eat and live together, so we can better cultivate a tacit understanding. Little Sakura. As for why not bring Mr. Shizuke, I like Mr. Shizuke. I love to listen to what he says, but you can't do it. Small Sakura. Well, isn't it reasonable? Little Sakura asked. Reasonable, eh? Naruto. Shizuke-kun also knows that I like him, so if I explain it again, I won't be afraid of his misunderstanding. Little Sakura said, wringing her fingers. Mom and Dad, the neighbors in the neighborhood, use Mr. Kakashi to prevaricate. It's not my will, I'm forced to, and I don't want to live with boys other than Shizuke-kun. There's nothing I can do. I have to listen to the teacher. The problem of living, I sleep on the bed, you sleep on the floor, I pay for the food, I use the bathroom first, the bathtub is the same, and... Hearing little Sakura's details about the various terms and conditions of cohabitation, Naruto knew that this was not a temporary idea of little Sakura, but a plan in advance. Little Sakura, I want to break up with you. Naruto took a deep breath and said seriously. The little Sakura was stunned for a while, and said nonchalantly, if you break up the relationship, break up the relationship. I don't care about you, so I did this. Everything is for Mr. Shizuke. Then, I'm going to break the contract. I won't help you chase Shizuke anymore. You can do your best. Naruto said immediately. With a bang, little Sakura withdrew her fist and looked at Naruto dangerously. I failed the girl's expectations, and the price was very high. In order to help you get into the top 3 and stabilize this score, I put so much effort into it. Now you want to break the contract, oh, it's impossible. Naruto glanced to the left out of the corner of his eye, and saw the smoking fist print on the wall. Gudong. Swallowing. If he was beaten by little Sakura, he would not die, but it hurts a lot. Hashirama cells just have strong self-healing resilience, and have nothing to do with defense. Little Sakura, I promise to listen to what you say, and I will never do what you say. This cohabitation matter will be avoided. Naruto laughed. Little Sakura shook her head. How can we say that we are also friends who have been together for several years, so you can't give me a little trust? Naruto pretended to be angry. Speaking of your conscience, are you a person who will be obedient and change your bad habits? Little Sakura said. Of course, I, Uzumaki Naruto, will do what I say. Naruto said firmly. I trust my eyes more, said little Sakura. Naruto. Sealed space. Ninetales couldn't help laughing out loud. Hearing the laughter, Naruto split part of his consciousness and sneaked in. Why are you laughing? What's so funny? My hard days are coming. Naruto glared at Ninetales full of resentment. Ninetales clutched his stomach, opened his eyes to look at Naruto, and said with a suppressed smile. What's wrong? Even from my point of view, you are indeed working too hard, focusing too much on cultivation, which has caused your life to become completely disordered. Bitter days? Do you have any misunderstanding about the hard days? You used to practice penance without sleep and food, and that is the hard days. It's good to have such a person who cares about you take care of you. Relax a little, whether it's mental or physical, it's more beneficial for you to combine work and rest. Outside world. Naruto thought for a while, and made a final struggle. You are so good looking and beautiful, so you are not afraid that I will take the opportunity to do something to you. In that case. Little Sakura said, raised her left index finger, and then made a scissors hand with her right hand. Chi-gen cut. Naruto. Go back to the dinner card room. Naruto ate the barbecue in silence. The little Sakura organizes the speech and explains to Kakashi that she wants to stay at Naruto's house temporarily, saying that it is a temporary stay, but the specific period has not been set. Kakashi looked at Naruto, then at the little Sakura, and finally at Sasuke. For a while, he couldn't figure out the relationship between these three people. Sasuke-kun, please don't get me wrong, I will never change my mind. Little Sakura whispered. Wishing that little Sakura would change her mind and like Naruto, so that she would not have to disturb her own Sasuke anymore, and said flatly, Naruto is pretty good, you can think about it. How come? Little Sakura said with a smile, you don't know how annoying he is, anyway, I don't like him. Chapter 30. Tonight, Naruto stayed up all night. In the early morning of the next day, little Sakura, who was carrying a large bag and a small bag, took the key to open the door, walked into the house familiarly, and tidied up her living space. By the way, little Sakura's key was paid for by herself. Didn't it happen a few years ago, when Naruto came back late, little Sakura waited outside the door alone until she was frozen? To prevent similar things from happening again, little Sakura thinks she deserves a key. At that time, I was still counting on the little Sakura to help me with my studies and stabilize the top 3 written test scores, so Naruto agreed. Now, looking at little Sakura as if walking into his own home, tossing back and forth, thinking of living under the supervision of little Sakura, Naruto covered his face. Is this shooting yourself in the foot? That's about it. Little Sakura put her hands on her hips, looking very satisfied with the room that was completely new and full of girlish cuteness under her arrangement. By the way, Naruto, and this one is for you. Naruto, who was squatting on the balcony and watering the prickly pear, saw little Sakura holding an iron chain in his hand, and his face was covered with black lines. What do you mean? You treat me like a dog. What kind of dog? This is a measure to prevent you from sneaking away when I am asleep, not a dog leash. Little Sakura explained. Look, the small one is tied to my hand, and the big one is tied to your waist. Isn't this just a dog leash? Naruto was mad. If you want to treat it as a dog leash, then I can't help it. Anyway, when I bought it, the clerk said it was not a dog leash. Small Sakura. As for it. Besides, it's so inconvenient. I want to go to the bathroom at night, what should I do? Naruto. That's easy. When I think it's convenient, I'll call you, and you'll come when I'm done. Small Sakura. This dog, cough, this chain is long enough, one of us will wait outside the door, and the other will work inside, it's okay. Small Sakura. Did you mean to say dog leash just now? Naruto was confused. No, you are hallucinating. Little Sakura denied it. Call me when you want, and when I want. Naruto. It's best to bear it, I'm angry about getting up, I will be very angry when I wake up, I can't help but want to hit something. Little Sakura. Naruto. Little Sakura, I know you are thinking of me, but I really can't accept this level. Naruto said. But no, the dog chains are all out, and he doesn't know what will be waiting for him in the future. If you want to live a decent life, you can't intervene with little Sakura. Resolutely boycott little Sakura. For your own good? For your sake. Little Sakura helped her forehead helplessly. Talking about this to Ino last night, she also asked me why I was so nice to you, and now you're here again, please, don't be too sentimental, okay? I admit that we are friends, but they are just the most ordinary friends. There is no need for me to do this for you. My goal is very clear. Mr. Sasuke, understand. You are my tool for chasing Mr. Sasuke. After I chase you, I won't bother to care about you. This is not a discussion, but a notice. Before protesting, think about how I worked hard for you to stabilize your top 3 in the exam a few years ago. You've got what you want, I haven't taken Sasuke-kun yet. But what do I think, my life and rest have nothing to do with helping you chase Sasuke. Naruto couldn't say. 3 times, this is the 3rd explanation, and I hope it's the last, said little Sakura. You proved to me that you have the ability to shake Sasuke-kun. Your bad living habits will destroy your body, resulting in stunted growth and sickness. The ninja world is so dangerous that it can be said to be in danger. Don't be afraid of 10,000, just in case. What should I do if because of this small gap, you perform poorly and die during the war? I've invested in you for several years. Want to write it off? Dream. If you don't help me catch Mr. Sasuke, I won't let you go. Having said that, Naruto always felt a little far-fetched, but little Sakura's unequivocal attitude made him feel that was it. Otherwise, how to explain little Sakura's starting point for doing all this? Stay at home until more than 9 o'clock, and arrive at the meeting point before 10 o'clock. Kakashi, who was sitting in the shade reading a book, waited for the 3 subordinates to arrive, and then informed him of the task information he had received. Don't think about it, it is definitely a D-level mission, and it is also a difficult search mission among D-level missions. It was very difficult for the 7th class who had no perception ability, perspective ability, and tracking ability. The 3 of them worked together until the evening to complete it. The sun was setting. Kakashi gave a few words of encouragement, took away the bulk of the commission, and let the 3 share the rest equally. After agreeing on the time and place for tomorrow's meeting, they left. Sasuke leaves alone. Then, see you tomorrow, bye. Naruto said. Well, goodbye. Little Sakura nodded. She separated from Naruto and went back to her own home. After walking a few steps, she realized that she was staying at Naruto's house now, and if she wanted to go back, she would go back there. Turning his head, he found that the direction Naruto was heading towards was Konoha mountain, and the little Sakura narrowed her eyes. She knew that this was caused by a long-standing habit. Habits are formed naturally, and it is almost impossible for Naruto to change without the intervention of external force. The task was more strenuous than I expected, especially when I was wearing a weight and didn't burst into chakra. I kept running around for half a day. In the future, I can just come like this. During the mission, I will exercise my body, chakras nature transformation, and ninjutsu practice. I will leave it to Shadow Clone. Naruto thought to himself. You can't let go of exercising your body. This is something that only his body can do. And all things related to chakra, Shadow Clone is perfectly capable. To become a genin after graduation, the task must be done, which is an important source of income. As for him who has financial income, the living expenses that third generation will distribute every month, don't think about it, he has to support himself. Fortunately, there is no need to rent the house, and he only needs to earn some food expenses. The task is not to be done every day. In spare time, you can find a way to open a store and start a small business. You don't have to think about getting rich and rich, just have food and drink. With Hinata here, why do you want to make money yourself? Naruto slapped his forehead and cursed himself for being stupid. Hinata is white and rich, and the family is not short of money. Borrowing money from Hinata now, and marrying Hinata in the future, what's his is Hinata's, and what's Hinata's is his, so do you still need to repay the debt? Instead of spending your mind, time, and energy to make money, it is better to use all of these to become stronger. On the day when he becomes the strongest in the ninja world, he will not be a jerk, and Hinata will be known as the most discerning woman. Where are you going? Your home is over there. Little Sakura interrupted Naruto's fantasy. Hi. Naruto came back to his senses, blankly looking at the little Sakura who caught up and reminded him. Gradually, thoughts related to cultivation were suppressed and replaced by memories related to little Sakura, which exploded like a blowout. Naruto. Chapter 31. The dog leash was not on. Naruto resisted fiercely. Little Sakura herself felt that this dog leash alone could not restrain Naruto. Let alone a mere dog chain, even with a 10 times stronger chain, if Naruto doesn't cooperate, it will be difficult to correct his living habits. In this way, little Sakura no longer insisted on keeping the dog on a leash, but just told Naruto that if she found out that he was behind her back and secretly stayed up all night to practice penance, then he would die. Naruto nodded and agreed righteously, but his heart was deserted. Daily basic exercise. When performing tasks, wear weights. The amount of training for the body is already sufficient, and you can relax a bit or two appropriately. The real master of cultivation is Shadow Clone. Nine Tails can send chakra to Shadow Clone from afar. With this, there is no need for Naruto to replenish Shadow Clone regularly, and Shadow Clone can be completely self-sufficient. When the number drops to 100, use the Nine Tails chakra to build up the number again, and Naruto waits to reap the rewards. In terms of cultivation, there is no need for Naruto to worry about it, it has been planned neatly. Master the present moment of Raise Non, focus on practicing chakras nature transformation, the order is thunder, wind, fire, water, and earth. It's over, combined with Raise Non, develop S-level ninjutsu with corresponding attributes. One step at a time. Except for a lot of mental pressure and often being in a trance, there is nothing serious about it, and I am not afraid of being discovered by little Sakura. What Naruto is thinking at this time is how to borrow money from Hinata and sign in. Now that he's graduated, third generation shouldn't be spying on him, right? Even so, you still have to be careful. Before you fully grow up, there is no big mistake in being careful. Signed in some abilities that cannot be explained, such as ninjutsu, secret technique, forbidden technique, and even blood succession boundary. Or don't let people see it, use it secretly. Everyone has only one chance to sign in. If you want to maximize the benefits, it's best to be targeted. What does it mean to be targeted? For example, if you want to sign in to get supercilious, in order to ensure that you can get supercilious, you must first master all the abilities of the other party except supercilious. Apply rules that don't check in the same ability repeatedly. The other abilities of the sign-in object are all mastered in advance, so the only existence available for sign-in is white eyes. This is the only way to 100% sign into a specific ability. If not, it's just a matter of luck. Suppose the sign-in object is Uchiha Madara, luck bursts, and you can sign in to get Rinnegan, otherwise, it is any escape technique below B level. Why mention white eyes? This has to be said that the high-level advanced form of Bun is against Rinnegan's supreme pupil technique, Tenseigan. According to the fusion of a large number of white eyes, the Tenseigan can be formed. If you can repeatedly sign in the white eyes, and the quantitative change causes a qualitative change, can you get Tenseigan? Naruto has been fantasizing about this issue for a long time, but he didn't think deeply about it at that time, feeling that the distance is still far away, and thinking too much is nothing but a waste of time. Now, without Umbu's surveillance, the possibility of third generation continuing to peep is very slim. Most importantly, Hinata likes herself. You can rely on Hinata to achieve your goals. I hope Byun can sign in repeatedly, please, it must be possible, this is very important to me. Naruto thought about gains and losses. Then, as expected, I fell asleep again. Also suffering from insomnia is little Sakura. In the dead of night, she couldn't sleep, her thinking was exceptionally clear. There is a feeling of dreaming. How should I put it, it's just like this, I moved into Naruto's house and lived with Naruto. Although she sleeps on the bed and Naruto sleeps on the floor, as a result of the cohabitation, they didn't run away. Little Sakura herself doesn't know what she thought or why she came up with the idea of correcting his bad living habits even if she lives with Naruto. Little Sakura, to be honest, the person you like is Naruto, right? Last night, the words Ino said surfaced. Little Sakura shook her head vigorously. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. She is very dedicated, she already likes Sasuke, how could she like Naruto again? Besides, Naruto is not as handsome as Sasuke, at most he is gentler, more talkative, more humorous, more sunny than Sasuke, puts himself in the shoes of others, and considers others a little more. Apart from these, there are no other advantages. Thinking this way, she decided that she was not a playful girl, little Sakura felt relieved. Suddenly, hearing the movement from Naruto, little Sakura became nervous for a moment. How? What do you want to do without sleeping in the middle of the night? Could it be? The left hand quietly grasped the scissors under the pillow, little Sakura's heart beat faster, and she was ready to explode. It wasn't until Naruto finished using the toilet, drank a glass of water, and came back to lay down on the floor again, that little Sakura breathed a sigh of relief. Time passed slowly. At 5 o'clock in the morning, Naruto got up and went up to the roof lightly through the window. The little Sakura, who was a little sleepy, woke up again, clenched the handle of the scissors with her left hand, and found that Naruto was going to do morning exercises, that is, to relax. This is the first time I live in the same room with a boy, I have no experience before, I will be overly nervous, it is inevitable, I believe I will get used to it slowly, little Sakura thinks so. His eyelids became heavy and he gradually fell asleep. After the morning exercise, after washing up, Naruto, who had breakfast, glanced at the little Sakura who was still sleeping soundly, and scratched his face. I thought this guy could really sleep, and he slept so soundly, did he really regard this as his own home? Post a note on the wall, explaining that the breakfast is in the pot, and it can be eaten as soon as it is hot. Naruto tied the weight, went out, and trotted close to the Hyuga tribe. See if you can meet Miss Hinata by chance. Unfortunately, no. Perhaps, I should learn the chakra perception first. Naruto thought for a while, and separated a shadow clone, and then released it immediately. Through this method, the memory is passed on to the shadow clones who practiced in the back mountain. By the way, shadow clone will also be sleepy and need to rest, it is impossible to practice endlessly. Fortunately, Nine Tails is helping to watch, passing chakra over from time to time, and the shadow clone that maintains a sleeping state will not disappear. After waking up, I can continue to practice. At the same time, the door of Hyuga's house is opened a little. A small head poked out, with pure and flawless white eyes, staring at the back that was fading away. With the help of Natmudra, the white eyes were opened, and in an instant, the veins around the eyes suddenly popped up. Ignoring the barrier of the clothes, he directly sees clearly the weight tied to Naruto's arms and legs. I also want to work hard, and I can't be thrown too far away. Miss Hinata clenched her little pink fist to cheer herself up. Even if you can't stand by Naruto's side. Even if Naruto already has a girlfriend named Sakura. Even if the two are already living together. Even if... well, still a hit. Miss Hinata is like a frosted eggplant, wilting, she doesn't want to go out, she just wants to lie at home and do nothing. Chapter 32. Having not met Hinata once for 4 days in a row, Naruto realized something was wrong. Fortunately, Shadow Clone was strong enough to cultivate the chakra perception technique, which he used to lock Hinata's position. Since you can't meet by chance, create chance to meet by chance. Then, 1 month is fleeting. Why? Naruto looked at the sky blankly. What happened? Hinata actually stayed at home and didn't go out for a month. A prestigious family like Hyuga's has a gate control. You must be at home at 9 o'clock in the evening, so there is no need to think about it after 9 o'clock. From 6 in the morning to 9 in the evening, it is a good time to meet Hinata by chance. Naruto will use perception to perceive Hinata's life reaction and chakra reaction when he has nothing to do. Just once is enough, as long as you give him a chance to meet by chance, the safekeeping is to take care of everything. No, not once, Hinata is like being locked up, never stepping out of Hyuga's house. Every day, the main body and shadow clone are working hard to become stronger, and the growth of strength is visible to the naked eye, but Naruto's heart is quite anxious. Tensegan. He wants Tensegan. Or he can simply prove that Baiyan can't check in repeatedly, Tensegan is hopeless, and he will give up. This cannot be confirmed, and it is very uncomfortable for those who are not up and down, and worry about gains and losses. Obviously Tensegan is right in front of his eyes, but he is stuck in this state, feeling tired. Into the night. After eating and just taking a shower, Naruto squatted in the bathroom to wash clothes, both his and little Sakura's. It became like this without realizing it. Naruto is in charge of cooking, laundry and cleaning are also in his charge. There is no way, the family has parents to take care of it, little Sakura never has to do these things. Cooking, I will prepare a table of dark dishes for you, washing clothes, the strength is not good, tearing one or two from time to time, cleaning is troublesome, dirty and tiring. On the other hand, Naruto, who has lived alone since he was a child and has previous life experience, is quite good at housework. One can do it, one can't do it, who should do it, it's clear at a glance, isn't it? Naruto, who was preoccupied, hangs the washed clothes on the balcony to dry. Looking back, I saw little Sakura sitting cross-legged on the tatami mat, wearing light pink pajamas, and her hair was still a little wet, eating an apple while reading a novel. It seems to see an interesting plot, haha straight music. In a flash of inspiration, Naruto had an idea, little Sakura, do me a favor. What's the matter? Little Sakura said casually without raising her head. Help me ask a girl out. Naruto said. I don't know what attitude the future father-in-law will have. As a future son-in-law, I will instinctively feel timid. Please little Sakura to come forward, it will be better. This is nothing more than normal. I believe that even if the future father-in-law knows about the girls gathering among classmates, he will not say anything, let alone intervene. Ask a girl? Who? Little Sakura was stunned. Hinata, Hyuga Hinata. Naruto laughed. Hinata. The little Sakura was stunned, and the figure of hiding behind a tree and secretly observing Naruto a few years ago automatically appeared in her mind. I also noticed that the other party often looked at Naruto secretly. As long as you are not a fool, you can tell that you like Naruto. Why did you think of asking her out? If you talk about this kind of thing, you should go to the appointment yourself. Why do you have to go through me? Little Sakura said. Isn't it thin-skinned, I'm sorry. Naruto laughed. It's not a troublesome thing. You call Ino and go ask her out together. Don't mention my name, just say it's a girls' party. Well, I'll pretend to pass by after that, and meet by chance. I understand, I understand. After that, Ino and I will withdraw first, leaving you to chat with her alone. Little Sakura understood in seconds, and made a gesture of no problem. Seeing little Sakura agreeing so readily, Naruto was overjoyed. Seeing that Naruto swept away the original gloom and depression, and happily slipped away to work and clean up, little Sakura smiled slightly and opened her mouth to eat an apple. Bite empty. Looking carefully, the apple in his hand was crushed. Puzzled, and not knowing why she did this, little Sakura shook her head. Throw the crushed apples into the trash can, and call Naruto to clean up the tatami mats stained with apple juice, then pick up the novel and go back to bed to read. After a few glances, she found that she couldn't see it anyway, and was upset. She was still relishing the plot that made her laugh just now, but at this moment, she couldn't make her laugh out loud. What's wrong with me? Little Sakura was puzzled, unable to figure it out, so she had to bite the bullet and continue reading. Slowly, get rid of distracting thoughts, but also enjoy watching. The next day. It happened to be the weekend when I didn't have to do tasks. With Naruto's expectations, little Sakura went to Ino first, and the two girls went to Hyuga's house together. It seems that I was thinking too much, little Sakura is not interested in Naruto. Knowing the purpose of little Sakura's trip, Ino secretly thought. But if you like it a little bit, you won't help the other party date other girls. Arrive at Hyuga's house, explain the purpose of coming, and the branch house members will inform Miss Hinata. Ino whispered, that Naruto guy should be a little bit self-aware. How can he be worthy of a famous lady like Hinata when he is poor and white? I haven't had much contact with this young lady. She's very withdrawn, and she doesn't seem to have any friends. She should belong to the kind of person who looks high above her head and is very proud. No matter what you think, Naruto is useless. In the end, it's a waste of work. It's better to persuade him to change his target. Huh? What did you say? Little Sakura was distracted and didn't hear clearly. What's the matter with you? I always feel that you are absent-minded. Ino was puzzled, and your leg, it hasn't stopped shaking since you entered the door and sat down, and your brows are also frowning. Is there? No. Small Sakura. You changed it after listening to me. Ino wanted to say something else, but when he heard footsteps approaching, he didn't say anything more. I stayed at home for a month, and I was even more afraid of strangers. When I heard that it was a girls' party, I didn't want to come. Miss Hinata, who was forced to come here by her father, lowered her head like a quail, and said nothing. Master Hinata is ready and ready to go at any time. The branch housemaid said. Then, let's go. The two girls looked at each other, Ino said. Please. The branch housemaid smiled. Seeing that little Sakura and Ino had gone far away, Hinata was still motionless, standing there like a telegraph pole. Hayashi, who was standing on the side porch with his hands folded, let out a dry cough. Immediately, Hinata shuddered and hurried to catch up with the two women, almost tripping over the threshold. Hinata's performance made the expressions of the two girls even weirder. Hayashi shook his head helplessly, turned to Kaido Field, and went to train his younger sister Hanabi who was more talented than older sister Hinata. What's next? Ino whispered. Wait for Naruto to pretend to meet by chance, and then go to the barbecue restaurant, and then, seeing the right time, we will withdraw. Little Sakura whispered. Ino understands. A few steps behind, Hinata, who had been silent all the time, sneaked a look at little Sakura. Is this kind of outgoing, cheerful, lively, and generous girl that Naruto likes? In comparison, I am far behind. Ow? Little Sakura. This voice. Hinata froze. Chapter 33. Barbecue Shop. A card room on the second floor. After dismissing the waiter, Naruto released the transformation technique, restored it to its original state, and signaled little Sakura with his eyes that he could withdraw. Little Sakura was surprised to understand Naruto's meaning. Now? So early? After thinking about it, I understood something. Really? Already know that Hinata likes me? We don't need to be there to help. Hey, that's not right, since you know what Hinata wants, why don't you just ask me to come? Little Sakura didn't know why, but she didn't intend to be a light bulb, so she called Ino, said hello to Hinata, and then slipped away. Here. Just leave like this? Don't you need to say something nice for him? Brighten up the atmosphere. Ino was stunned. It's not necessary. Little Sakura replied, taking the lead. Why? The gap between the two is so big, Naruto alone can win it. Ino wondered. Because. Little Sakura said, Hinata, she has been in love with Naruto for a long time. As long as Naruto is willing, we can be together at any time. What? Ino was dumbfounded. Then I saw little Sakura didn't leave, but sat down in the card room of the stairs on the first floor. Call in the waiter to order something. Although the result has been guessed, to prevent accidents, we must be prepared to save the scene at any time. Little Sakura explained. Ino sat next to him dubiously, secretly eyeing little Sakura suspiciously and strangely. Naruto, who didn't know this, smiled as he looked at Hinata, who was directly facing the finger with his head bowed, his cheeks flushed. If I have something to say, I'll just say it straight. I want to ask you out, but I'm afraid that you won't be able to come due to some reasons, so I ask little Sakura to help. Some of the so-called reasons include the future father-in-law. And Hinata herself, too shy to come to the appointment. In short, Naruto has considered all aspects. No, at this moment, being alone with Hinata is the best result. Ah! Hinata was surprised, couldn't help but raised his head, glanced at Naruto, then fell down like an electric shock, and the frequency of poking his fingers was accelerating. Seeing that Hinata didn't know what to make up in his head, his face was getting redder and redder, and even his head had a tendency to steam. Worried that he didn't finish his sentence and the matter was not done, Hinata fainted first. Naruto thought about his words, and hurriedly said. It's like this. I'm an orphan. In the past, I had regular monthly living expenses, so I didn't have any financial burden. Since graduating and becoming genin, the subsidy has been broken, and I can't help but feel a little stretched. Of course, I can earn money, but that means investing a lot of time, thought and energy. I want to practice as much as possible and become stronger, so it's best not to be distracted by other things. The commission earned from the task is evenly distributed. I can get very little. I usually want to eat something good, but the economic conditions simply don't allow it. I can't keep up with nutrition, and I practice so hard, I'm really worried that one day, when I close my eyes, I won't be able to open them again. Hinata, who was listening carefully, said anxiously, what should I do? Money. Is it because I don't have enough money? I have it, my family has money. I can give it to. I don't want it for nothing, it's a loan. In the future, I will pay you back with interest. Naruto laughed. If you don't finish 1 year, you will pay it back for 10 years. If you don't finish 10 years, you will pay it back for a lifetime. Considering that Hinata is extremely shy and will be in a coma, Naruto can only express his feelings in such a cryptic manner. Now, you lend me money. In the future, I will pay you back for the rest of my life. Isn't it romantic? No, you don't have to pay it back. I'm not short of money. Well, if you need it, just use it at ease. Hinata said in a waxy voice. Does this mean you don't understand us? Naruto raised his eyebrows and insisted, no, it must be paid back, and it must take a lifetime to pay back. Hinata lowered her head, pursed her lips, grabbed the palm of her right hand with her left hand, hesitated, and said cautiously, yes, it's just for you to use, or, for the sake of little Sakura, together. Of course it's me, little Sakura is not short of living expenses. Naruto said, speaking of this, I have to explain to you. Following that, Naruto explained his relationship with little Sakura. Hinata. It's not boyfriend and girlfriend, it's purely related to an agreement. Small Sakura is to help Naruto stabilize the top 3 scores in the written test, and Naruto is to help small Sakura to win Sasuke. The reason why the two lived together was only because of Naruto's bad living habits. Little Sakura couldn't get used to it, and was worried that he would die, so the agreement could not be fulfilled. This is why I moved into Naruto's house on purpose and supervised Naruto. What? So it's not boyfriend and girlfriend. In an instant, Hinata felt infinite power bursting out of his body, sweeping away the decadence of this month. Full of energy. It seems to have endless power. By the way, I'm hungry too. Seeing Hinata began to eat in small bites, Naruto said, "It has nothing to do with others, it is for my own use, so this money, you see. 3 million. Hinata didn't dare to look directly at Naruto, staring at the food on the grill, and whispered, "Is it enough?" "Enough is enough." Naruto nodded as if pecking at rice. The price of a piece of Ichiraku ramen is 60 taels, and the price of a piece of clothing is about 200 taels. Ninja gear is more expensive. It doesn't matter, and he doesn't need ninja gear. With the Shuriken Shadow Clone technique, give him a ninja tool, and he can use it hundreds of times. Expenses are mainly on food and clothing. 3 million is enough for him for a long time. After spending it, it's not enough, you can ask me for it again. Hinata said in a low voice. Don't worry, you rich woman, I'm sure, Naruto thought secretly. Seeing that the food on this table was definitely not enough for Hinata, Naruto changed his body and asked the waiter to come for extra food. Hinata hastily stopped. She didn't dare to eat in front of Naruto, it would scare Naruto. What if it makes Naruto feel like he can't afford it? You can wait until you get home to eat. Guessing what Hinata was thinking, Naruto smiled without saying a word. When the waiter left and Hinata ate more than half of it, Naruto brought up another thing of his. Gentle fist. Hinata wondered. Well, I heard that the gentle fist of your clan is super powerful. I don't know what it is like. Naruto smiled and said, I want to see it, but I have never had a chance in ninja school. My gentle fist level is not high. Hinata said embarrassedly. It's okay, it's not serious, let's just stop. Naruto laughed. First floor. Tapping the empty bowl with chopsticks, little Sakura chatted with Ino, and saw Naruto and Hinata who went downstairs and left together. Stretch your neck. Where is this going? I don't know if it's going well or not. Let's go and have a look. Little Sakura put down the bowl and chopsticks, and was ready to follow after paying the bill. Ino couldn't help holding down little Sakura anymore, it's almost time to wake up. You idiot. Chapter 34. Ha. Stupid? What are you talking about? Little Sakura was puzzled. I'm really going crazy. Ino raised his forehead. If I had known you were like this, I would have prevented them from seeing each other no matter what I said. Now that we have met each other, Hinata has a crush on Naruto. If Naruto had no interest in Hinata, he wouldn't even want to ask her out. The two of them are together, and it's a matter of course. Isn't this adding to the difficulty? You are digging your own grave. What a mess, hurry up, they're far away. Little Sakura said anxiously. Seeing that little Sakura didn't have any self-consciousness, Ino expressionlessly slapped her on the thigh. Crying out in pain, little Sakura said angrily, it hurts. What are you doing? Ino. Shut up. Listen to me. Ino said very forcefully. Listen, Naruto and Hinata are together, falling in love, and even getting married, what do you think? What do you think? Of course I wish them well, otherwise. Little Sakura muttered, rubbing her sore thigh. Look into my eyes. Ino straightened little Sakura's face, looked directly into her eyes, and said seriously. Think about that scene carefully, Naruto and Hinata, holding hands, hugging, doing things that couples would do. Then, one day in the future, step into the palace of marriage. How about it? Hearing this, Sakura frowned subconsciously following the picture described by Ino. Ino immediately took out the small mirror, look, your expression now shows no sense of happiness or blessing at all, but only rejection, disgust, and anger. Little Sakura was stunned, why? Ask why? You big fool. Ino couldn't help cursing again. Of course you like Naruto, and subconsciously dislike him being with other girls and marrying other girls. I like Naruto? Haha. Impossible, I only like Sasuke, and I have never changed my mind. Little Sakura shook her head in denial. If it's really like what you said, I like Sasuke and I like Naruto, so I don't want to be in two boats, stop joking, okay? Like and love are not the same. Ino said nervously. Handsome guy, I like it too. As long as he is handsome and good looking, I will fall in love with him, but it's different from love. I can't tell you the specifics. To determine whether you love Naruto or Sasuke, it's very simple. Just take a test. What test? Little Sakura was curious. Just like before, imagine Sasuke being with other girls and marrying other girls. Ino said. Waited for a while. How? Ino asked. Little Sakura didn't say a word, and picked up the small mirror. Her in the mirror. No frown. How is it possible? It shouldn't be. The reason why I came into contact with Naruto is entirely because of Sasuke. Little Sakura confused. How can I fall in love with Naruto in turn? What do you think? How strange. What is going on between you and Naruto, from the beginning to the end? Tell me everything from the beginning to the present. Ino said. I'll help you refer to it. If it's a misunderstanding, it's okay. In case you really like Naruto, it's a big joke to push Naruto out with your own hands and promote him and Hinata. It's so funny that I can't laugh. Little Sakura was silent. To be honest, I was also very upset and lost my mind. Listening to Ino asking about her and Naruto, after thinking about it, there was no one around, recalling, whispered, at first, Konoha Village East. A small alley. Seeing no one around, Naruto said to Hinata, let's go here. There was a distance of half a meter between Naruto, and he had never been so close to Naruto, shy and nervous at the same time, causing his heart to beat like thunder and his face to flush. Hinata didn't know where to put his hands, let alone what to do, what to say. After hearing what Naruto said, and seeing Naruto's stance, he stammered, yes. Don't be nervous, there are no outsiders here, and we don't have to compete, it's just a normal exchange. Naruto smiled and said, if you are ready, you can attack at any time. Naruto's words calmed down Hinata's nervousness to a large extent, and she adjusted herself for a while, and became much calmer. Take a deep breath and make a gentle fist gesture. Naruto-kun, I'm about to FK, please give me more pointers and advice. Oh, come on. Naruto stood ready. There was a brief silence, and suddenly, Hinata rushed to Naruto and swung his palm out. Naruto raised his hand to meet him without avoiding it. Seeing that the hands were about to fight together, Hinata's attack came to an abrupt end. Naruto. That gentle fist will hurt the chakra meridians, it's best not to be touched. Hinata reminded with a waxy voice. Thank you for your reminder, but it's normal for you to get a little bit injured during the sparring. Naruto said with a smile, and I have a special physique, and I can recover quickly, so don't worry. Hearing Naruto talk about physique, Hinata's face turned red instantly, and her pure white eyes dodged. He didn't dare to look at Naruto in the past, and now he doesn't even dare to look at Naruto's body. The second round of sparring will start soon. Naruto wanted to quickly take a blow from Gentle Fist, so as to open up the follow-up topic, but he couldn't do so. Hinata didn't want to hurt Naruto, so he sparred for more than 20 minutes without any physical contact between the two of them. Naruto pretends to be unable to dodge, and Hinata will stop in time. Naruto bumped up on purpose, and Hinata would panic and back away again. Naruto. Seeing that Hinata was a little out of breath and chakra wasted a lot, the corners of his mouth twitched, and he said with a dry smile, Gentle Fist is really powerful, you can't touch it, or you will be killed or injured. It would be great if I can learn it too. Gone. Yeah, it's not that exaggerated. Without hearing Naruto's voice, Hinata smiled shyly. I want to learn Gentle Fist, can I? Naruto said directly. Learn Gentle Fist. Hinata was astonished, and said with some embarrassment, but, maybe, there is no way. Can you tell me the reason? It can't be spread out, or you must have a blank eye. Naruto said. It has something to do with the white eyes, but not all. Hinata pointed at her fingers and whispered. The main problem is that chakra, our family, is limited by our physique and cannot use the 5 elements escape technique. You can only use non-attribute escape techniques, and the Gentle Fist secret technique passed down from generation to generation. Actually, I don't really understand the reason behind this. I only know that our family can't use the 5 elements escape technique, and foreigners can't use Gentle Fist. Even if the supercilious eyes are transplanted, it still won't work. What is this statement? Naruto has a question mark on his face. Hey, wait, if he can't learn Gentle Fist, can he just sign Bun? The system check-in rules should not sign in abilities that he can't use. Try it. Ding, the trigger check-in character, Hyaga Hinata, check-in? Yes? No. Yes. Congratulations, you have received the Hamura chakra. Chapter 35. After a moment of silence, Naruto reacted, his eyes widened instantly. And Hinata, surprised by Naruto's sudden approach, grabbed her hand, in a daze, unable to bear the stimulation, her flushed head tilted to one side, and passed out. Hamura. Atsutsuki Hamura. Naruto was dumbfounded. It seems that signing in has obtained an amazing thing. The concept of Hamura chakra first appeared in the theatrical version where Atsutsuki Tonari appeared. Naruto thought that Hinata first met the ancestors of Hamura, and then was entrusted with the task of preventing the sacrificial destruction of the earth before he got Hamura chakra. Now it seems that this is not the case at all, and the order has to be changed suddenly. Yes, Hinata itself is possessed by Hamura chakra, similar to Indra chakra possessed by Sasuke, Madara, Ashura chakra possessed by Naruto, Hashirama. First there is the fact that Hamura chakra possessed, and then Hinata was able to meet the ancestors of Hamura and was entrusted with the task. Since this is the case, why did Hamura chakra's Hinata, in the end, not say that his strength has improved by leaps and bounds and reached the sky in one step? Naruto had a strange face. You know, Hamura is the younger brother of Sage of 6 Paths. In terms of seniority, he is higher than Indra and Ashura. Together with the big brother, he participated in the battle with his mother, Atsutsuki Kagaya, and finally sealed it together. Hamura's strength can't be bad, it must be 6 Paths level. So here comes the question, why in the late stage, Sasuke with Indra chakra and Naruto with Ashura chakra became the 6 Paths level with their explosive strength? Hinata has been dreaming in infinite Tsukuyomi from beginning to end, and has not become a 6 Paths level powerhouse until more than 10 years after she got married and had children. Where is the difference? Even if there is no 6 Paths level, shouldn't the guarantee be a super cage level? Otherwise, it does not meet the strength of Hamura chakra. The princess picked up the unconscious Hinata, found a bench nearby, and put her down gently. Naruto sat beside him, kneading the center of his brows, and fell into deep thought. A long time. If you want to talk about the difference, it lies in the manifestation of your own strength. In the plot, before becoming a Six Paths class, Mingzou's personal strength has reached or approached cage level, at the peak, critical point. And according to the Sage of Six Paths, at that time, they could already sense the Indra chakra, Ashura chakra residing in their bodies. In other words, Hinata is simply lacking in personal basic strength, unable to sense, let alone activate Hamura chakra. Using Hamura chakra in the theatrical version is only to help Naruto counteract Tensagen's ability to draw chakra from a distance, and it hardly strengthens Hinata itself. It seems that light induction is not enough, and it cannot exert its due power. It must be strong enough for itself. Thinking of this, Naruto thought deeply. In this way, Hinata is a type of late bloomer. The early start was slow. In the later stage, others are restricted by the upper limit of their own strength, stuck at cage level, exceeding cage level, but Hinata can make great progress and go further. With the Hamura chakra, climb to the unattainable peak and achieve the Six Paths level. As for me, because it is a reward for signing in, I can directly sense it, but I can't shake it. Naruto covered his face to hide the pity in his eyes. It seems that under the influence of Hamura chakra, the Ashura chakra lurking in the deepest part, was mobilized and could be sensed by Naruto. Not as sharp as the Hamura chakra, but solid. It's a pity that the same problem is here, and the strength is not up to standard and cannot be shaken. But even though he can't use it, these two kinds of chakra are affecting his body bit by bit. The range is not large, and if you don't feel it carefully, you won't be able to notice it, but the victory is continuous and endless. I believe that if you persevere, the benefits will be revealed. Why are your eyes itchy? Is it an illusion? Naruto thought to himself, rubbing his eyes with his hands. Thinking of Hamura, thinking of Tensagen, he was inexplicably excited. Could it be? At this moment, Hinata groaned and woke up faintly. After the initial confusion, he quickly remembered why he fell into a coma, his fair cheeks flushed again, and he quickly supported himself with his hands to sit up. Then I saw Naruto sitting by the bench. He hesitated, spoke incoherently, wanted to say something, but didn't know how to say it, what to say, so I had to keep my legs together, lower my head, pretend to be an ostrich, and keep silent as usual. Have you thought about what you want to do in the future? For example, dreams, goals. Naruto said suddenly. Hinata was taken aback, shaking her head. I don't know. I don't know? What do you mean? Naruto asked. That. Hinata whispered, I'm very clumsy and cowardly. I don't have anything I'm good at. I can't do anything well, and I often disappoint my father. There is no such thing. Naruto said, from the first moment I saw you, I knew that you are not ordinary, and your future will be extremely bright. Ah. Hinata was astonished, because she was so surprised that she forgot to be shy, raised her head, looked sideways, and fixedly looked at Naruto. Soon, she came back to her senses, hurriedly lowered her head again, and nervously pointed her fingers together. But, I'm stupid. I believe in you. Naruto interrupted. No matter what others think, or what you think, I believe in you, and you will definitely become an amazing existence that everyone looks up to and yearns for. Hinata's extreme lack of self-confidence is very obvious. She needs to be encouraged. It's not just anyone who encourages you. It must be someone who occupies a certain position in her heart, preferably one whose status is so high that she can blindly believe and obey him. In the entire ninja world, only Naruto is qualified to meet this standard. This is not to say that Hinata doesn't love her family anymore, her father and sister are very important to her, it's just. There is a steelyard in everyone's heart, which cannot be leveled with a bowl of water. How to say goodbye to Naruto, and how to walk into the house and return to the courtyard where he lives, Hinata doesn't know at all. She just sat on the steps stupidly, looking at the clouds and clouds in the sky. I was hostile, rejected, and treated coldly by everyone around me, but I never gave up, and I always faced life optimistically, positively, and worked hard. Such Naruto, in Hinata's eyes, is like the sun. Since when, she likes to hide behind the tree like this, silently watching Naruto. See Naruto's situation. The pressure I bear, the disappointed eyes and tone of my father, seem to be nothing. In the longing, I can't help thinking, if she can be as optimistic, cheerful, and bravely face all difficulties as Naruto, it would be great. Naruto-kun. Thinking of what Naruto said, an unprecedented sense of fullness filled Hinata's body and mind. It seems that she is omnipotent. It seems that she has nothing to fear. Chapter 36. Barbecue Shop. First floor. The card room near the stairs. After listening to little Sakura's narration, Ino immediately fell back and slumped on the seat. Not long after, he jumped up again, grabbed little Sakura's arm, and shook her vigorously. Little Sakura. I kneel down for you, really, I won't obey anyone, but you. Being shaken dizzily, and shaking Ino's hand away, the little Sakura said, oh, if you have something to say, don't do that. Have something to say? Don't do that? Ha. Ino pounced on him again, shaking little Sakura. I can't calm down. Especially thinking that I was also an accomplice, helping you bring about Naruto and Hinata. Sigh. Why are you so sure that I like Naruto? I don't feel anything myself. Little Sakura was helpless. Yes, I admit that I have changed a lot about Naruto. He is not as bad as everyone said. Instead, he is very gentle, optimistic, and self-motivated. But this is like a good friend. You know a good friend? Just like me and you, it has nothing to do with liking or love. Is there really a pure friendship between boys and girls that is good enough to live together? Ino said, heartbroken and bitter. He said he didn't feel it. You're almost becoming an old married couple's way of life. It's not that exaggerated. I'm still an old married couple. Little Sakura laughed and said, you can't talk nonsense like this. If it gets out, what should I do if Mr. Suzuki hears it? It will cause misunderstanding. You two are living together, and you are afraid that Suzuki will misunderstand? I can't keep up with your thinking. Ino was dizzy. Okay, that's it. I've worked hard for you today, and I'll treat you to dinner another day. Little Sakura said, and went to settle the bill first, waved goodbye to Ino, and left in a hurry. Did you just stay there and didn't discover your true intentions? Or did you discover it, but you didn't want to admit it, lest I call her stupid? Ino mused. Based on her understanding of little Sakura, it's probably the latter. Really, there is such a thing. I don't even know who I like, and I foolishly push him to other girls. Without seeing it with my own eyes, Ino is hard to believe. But things have already happened, seeing Naruto and Hinata become a couple like a matter of course. Under such circumstances, does little Sakura still have a chance? Thinking about this question, Ino followed. On the way, I asked passersby, cooperated with my perception ability, and finally found a little Sakura with her head in her hands, squatting here, muttering to herself, and doubting her life under the slide in the small park. At the same time, little Sakura also found Ino. Little Sakura. I'm practicing. Well, teacher Kakashi said that being in a narrow space is more conducive to chakra's cultivation. Little Sakura said dryly. Watch. Ino. Really, I didn't lie to you. Look, chakra is evenly distributed on the palms and soles of the feet. Move slowly, and then. The voice became lower and lower until it disappeared. Under Ino's silent gaze, little Sakura had nothing to say. In the end, he gave up on himself and said, I know I did a stupid thing. I know I'm stupid, I don't even understand my own mind. I know it happened, and it's no use regretting it. So, stop calling me an idiot, okay? Ino. Sighing, Ino got under the slide and hugged little Sakura. Idiot, don't worry, who said regret is useless? It's not easy for a man to chase a woman, and it's too easy for a woman to chase a man. Really? Then why are so many girls chasing Suzuki, but no one has succeeded? Little Sakura asked back. Ino choked, and immediately said, can Suzuki be an ordinary person? I observe, and I always feel that he doesn't seem to be interested in girls. Also in the depths of her heart, little Sakura, who had this thought, remained silent. There are so many peers in ninja school, and they are sought after and loved by most of the girls. However, Suzuki ignored no one, and was only shaken by Naruto, so it was unbelievable, and he couldn't figure out what was going on. Anyway, as long as Naruto and Hinata don't have a definite relationship and are not married, you still have a chance, Ino said. Refer to your own experience. I originally liked Suzuki, but after getting along without knowing it, I became like Naruto. If you switch to Naruto, you may not be able to escape. Even if he really has a crush on Hinata now, he spends more time with you and grows in love with you. What's the result? Who can say until the end? After hearing that, little Sakura nodded approvingly. Indeed. By the way, there is one thing that needs to be paid special attention to. Ino suddenly remembered something, and said seriously. You must not be humble. This is not obtained by begging. It must be done willingly by both parties. I also sometimes examine our attitude towards Suzuki. Is it because he is too humble, and he is happy to give a little reaction, which caused him to be so cold to us? The sky gradually dimmed. Ino, who spoke dryly, took a long breath. I have said everything that should be said, and the rest is up to you. Little Sakura grabbed Ino who was about to leave. Why don't you accompany me back? I don't know how to face Naruto now. Please, it's you who like him, not me. At most, I'll cheer for you, give you some ideas, and others. Ino shook his head. Watching Ino leave, the little Sakura sat on the swing, bowed her head, thinking wildly. As the saying goes, the authorities are obsessed, but the bystanders are clear. As the person involved, she was immersed in it, not knowing clearly, but she was awakened by Ino, an outsider, before she came to her senses. Now going back to the bits and pieces with Naruto, it turns out that most of the time in her life has already been occupied by Naruto. What I think in my heart and what I see in my dream is mostly Naruto. It's just that she herself is too dull, and it's so ridiculous that she took the initiative to promote Naruto and Hinata. Thinking of this, little Sakura couldn't help but let out a long sigh, and lowered her head even more, listlessly. What are you doing here alone? The sudden sound startled little Sakura so much that she almost fell off the swing. Naruto. Little Sakura was surprised. I don't even look at what time it is. Naruto said. Also, if you decide to eat out, can you let me know in advance? I don't have to do your share, let alone wait for you to wait until the food is cold. I haven't eaten yet. Little Sakura whispered. Confidence, a little lacking. Haven't eaten yet? Where's Ino? Where did she go? So what are you two doing today? Naruto was speechless. Little Sakura didn't say a word. My stomach growled loudly. Awkward. Why are you still sitting there stupidly? Let's go home and eat, are you not hungry? Naruto turned around and shouted after walking a distance, but little Sakura couldn't keep up. Hearing the sound, little Sakura quickly ran to catch up. Walk side by side with Naruto under the light of street lights. Chapter 37. Naruto's house. Before the low table. Little Sakura sat upright. The state of the whole person is a little unnatural. The actual time she lived in was 1 month, and in the years ahead, she often came to this house. It can be said that it is the most familiar place besides her own. Before you realize your own mind, you can still be calm and composed. After realizing it, it's hard to stay calm. If it's a nervous personality, it's okay, the key point is that Sakura belongs to that type of delicate mind, no matter what, she can't be the same as before. What's the matter with you? You're in a trance, and you don't feel well. Naruto, who was directly opposite, was chomping on his rice, and asked strangely. No. Little Sakura said, quickly picked up the bowl and chopsticks, and ate in small bites. I have something to tell you. Naruto said without doubting him. We've been performing D-level missions for about a month, and it's time to take on more advanced tasks, such as C-level and B-level tasks. That's what it looks like in the last 2 or 3 days. I'm going to leave the village at that time. I'm not sure how long I'll be out. See if I can go home and accompany Uncle Aunt. After all, no one could have predicted such an accident. What if, you think so? Advanced mission. Us. Little Sakura was stunned, is it too early? Me, I'm not ready yet. It was nothing at first, but when Naruto said this, she was instinctively scared, after all, it was the first time and she had no experience. With Mr. Kakashi here, it's fine, as long as you don't run around and act alone, the probability of accidents is very low. Naruto smiled. Even if something happens, Sasuke and I will protect you, don't worry. Really? Sasuke, he, will protect me. Little Sakura whispered. I will. Don't look at him as cold on the outside, but he is actually very rich in mental activities. Naruto laughed. Being liked by a cute girl like you, he is like a piece of steel, and he will have to be melted sooner or later. Besides, isn't there me? Don't look at me like this, if you really want to go all out, Teacher Kakashi can't do anything about me. Pucci laughed, and the little Sakura said happily, bragging, Mr. Kakashi is Jonin. You just graduated and became Genin. How can you compare with others? Really, although I'm not sure about taking him down, he can't take me down easily either. Naruto said. Once the power of 9 tails exploded, wearing a tailed beast chakra coat, attacking and defending together, and adding multiple shadow clone bags, ordinary Jonin was no match for him at all. Only Kakashi, a Jonin with a high upper limit of combat power like Might Guy, can compete with him, or even kill him. But we are all Konoha people, so we can't use the secret of the killer's mace against him, right? Without using his whole cards, his winning rate is higher, even if he lacks combat experience. Little Sakura didn't take it seriously, but skipped the topic, lowered her head, her emerald green eyes stared at the reflection of Naruto's miso soup. You think, I'm cute? Naruto nodded. What, this feeling, is it happiness? Feeling an indescribable joy in her heart, the corners of little Sakura's mouth rose slightly. The duck is sitting, the feet on the left and right are shaking unconsciously, and the toes are also clasped together. Then, is it me that is cute? Or is it Hinata, cute? Hinata. Naruto said. Little Sakura. How happy I was just now, how uncomfortable it is now. Snapped. Putting down the bowls and chopsticks suddenly, shaking the whole low table, the little Sakura said coldly, I'm full. Naruto was taken aback, and stared in bewilderment at the little Sakura who suddenly got angry, left the living room with a cold face, and went into the bedroom. What's the matter? Did I do something wrong? Say something wrong. Naruto blinked. Think back to the scene just now. No, it's a very normal conversation, and I can't figure out why little Sakura is angry. You won't be angry when you hear me say Hinata is cute. Naruto thought of this and shook his head. Little Sakura's behavior that was so strong that it seemed extremely jealous, how could it happen to him? You know, the little Sakura in the plot is loyal to Sasuke. Yes, there are some plots, it seems that little Sakura is tempted by Naruto, but that kind of process can't explain anything, everything still depends on the result. As a result, little Sakura married Sasuke. Moreover, Naruto, who liked little Sakura so much in the plot, failed to catch up with little Sakura, which made her change her mind. He never thought of little Sakura, he only regarded little Sakura as a present friend and future in-laws. How could he change little Sakura when he treats little Sakura so normally? Something must have happened that I don't know. Naruto thought to himself. Bedroom. The little Sakura lying on the bed was very annoyed. Naruto just expressed his true thoughts. I have no reason, let alone a position to be angry, and even slapped him. But I just can't help it. Especially hearing Naruto choose Hinata without hesitation when it comes to who she and Hinata are cute. The sourness and jealousy, like boiling hot oil, burst up violently and could not be suppressed. Listen well, your only advantage now is to live with Naruto, you must maintain this point of cohabitation. The route we take is long-term love, but don't try to confess it in vain. Of course, you can first test who Naruto values more, you or Hinata. If it's you, then don't hesitate, you can show your heart, because there is a certain winning rate. If it's Hinata, that's death, and you can't confess, understand? You have to hold back, or you'll be completely screwed. Even if it is to take care of Hinata's mood, he must draw a clear line with you. This is not negotiable. After all, the priority is Hinata. Naruto won't make Hinata cranky and restless for you. It's even worse if Naruto is sluggish and indecisive, unable to make a clear choice between you and Hinata. It will 100% turn into a situation where one side is dragging you and the other side is dragging Hinata. Can you accept this situation? Not to mention you, Hinata certainly cannot accept it. In short, until you are sure that you are more important than Hinata in Naruto's mind, absolutely, you can't confess. Not only can't you confess, but you can't let anyone see that you like Naruto. Otherwise, if Hinata finds out, she goes to tell Naruto and it's all over. No matter what anyone says, you're going to kill yourself. Don't like Naruto, only Sasuke. Without this excuse, Hinata will not tolerate you continuing to live with Naruto, remember, don't forget. In my mind, I recalled what Ino said this afternoon. Little Sakura pulled the pillow over her head. Why, the person I like is right in front of me, right next to me, and I still live together, but I can't say it, and I have to hide it, for fear of being found out. What a nasty feeling. Well, do you want to take a bath now? Shall I put hot water for you, or eat your meal first? I'll heat it up for you again. At the door, Naruto poked his head out and asked softly. Chapter 38. Bathroom. Moisture filled the air. Soaking in the bathtub, the little Sakura with only her head above the water was in a daze. It wasn't until the water temperature dropped and became cooler that she patted her face, stood up, and walked out of the bathtub. Wipe the mirror and look at yourself in the mirror. Taking off the shower cap, Sakura Pollen's long hair spread out naturally. Little Sakura murmured, I am not as cute as Hinata. Take a towel to dry off the water droplets on your body, put on your pajamas, and squat in front of the laundry basket. Looking at the clothes she changed from here, little Sakura hesitated, thinking whether to continue to ask Naruto to help wash. The outer clothes and trousers are nothing, mainly the inner, close-fitting ones. Thinking about it now, I am quite funny. The subconscious has no defense against Naruto. I have already washed such close-fitting clothes for Naruto, and it is only today that I understand my intentions under the reminder of Ino. Stupid me. Little Sakura laughed at herself. After thinking about it, I still didn't take it out, and chose to let Naruto wash it. Although it will be embarrassing, but in order to continue the lifestyle of an old married couple in Ino's mouth, this embarrassment is not worth mentioning. If things go on like this, Naruto will have some unhealthy thoughts, then it is a profit. Thinking about it from another angle, Hinata is still herself, or the maid helps to wash, and she is one step ahead, and Naruto washes it for her. Does she feel a sense of victory? Thinking wildly, little Sakura blushed and walked out of the bathroom, knelt down in front of the low table, and continued to eat the unfinished dinner. Naruto, who didn't know what little Sakura was thinking at all, rubbed his itchy eyes, took a change of clothes, and followed into the bathroom. Take a shower and do your laundry. Without keeping little Sakura waiting, Naruto came out quickly to hang the clothes on the balcony. Seeing Naruto treat her clothes like rags, especially the close-fitting ones, there is nothing strange about it. The little Sakura who was watching secretly was very depressed. How was your talk with Hinata? Little Sakura asked casually. It's okay, everything that needs to be discussed is settled. Naruto said. Little Sakura's heart tightened, the relationship has been confirmed. Not yet. Naruto said. Hinata is very shy, especially in front of me, any words or actions that go too far will cause her to be overwhelmed and fall into a coma. I just mentioned something cryptically. It seems that she didn't understand what I meant, but it doesn't matter. In the future, I will point it out to her slowly. The relationship is uncertain. Hinata is very shy. Point it out slowly. The brain quickly processed the information, and found that the situation was not as bad as expected. The little Sakura said with a dry smile, this kind of thing can't be rushed, it should be slower. Great. Sakura cheered, beating gongs and drums. Find an opportunity to test Naruto, see if he is not careless, if there is any sign of two boats, it is not easy to involve you, so use me as an excuse to test, this is very important, you must try. The words Ino said surfaced. While peeling and eating the oranges, little Sakura pretended to be natural and said, speaking of which, Ino told me today that she likes you and thought about confessing to you. I didn't expect you to ask Hinata out, and she didn't have the courage to speak up. Slap. The hanger was not held steady and fell to the ground. Naruto was dumbfounded, what are you talking about? Ino. Like me? Want to confess to me? Really? She told me with her own mouth, can there be a lie? Little Sakura said. Isn't Ino the same as you, like Sasuke? How could he like me? Naruto couldn't believe it. Give up early. She saw that I like Sasuke. For me, she gave up chasing Sasuke. The person she likes now is undoubtedly you. Little Sakura said. Naruto. She is too embarrassed to tell you in person, so please ask me to come, I hope you can give her a chance to compete fairly. Little Sakura said. Naruto picked up the hanger and forced himself to calm down. Unexpectedly, the plot will change so much. I remember that in the plot, Ino has always had a crush on Sasuke, and finally married Sai, and the intersection with Naruto can be said to be very little. As a result, when it came to him, Ino somehow changed his mind. Aren't you kidding? Naruto confirmed. If you don't believe me, you can ask Ino, who would make fun of such a thing. Little Sakura said. Naruto frowned. The plot changed by him on his own initiative, because it is expected, so it will not be a big deal. This kind of passively changing plot unexpectedly popped up out of nowhere, catching him off guard. This time it was Ino who fell in love with him out of nowhere. What about next time? What about next time? Pain Tiandeo airborne Konoha ahead of schedule. Uchiha Madara resurrected early. Upon waking up, Otsutsuki Kagaya floats high in the sky, overlooking all beings. Just thinking about it, Naruto felt chills down his spine, and was breaking out in a cold sweat. A strong sense of crisis exploded in my heart. The joy that arose because of signing Hamura chakra and getting a bright future with great prospects disappeared. I'm still far behind, I need to work harder. Naruto thought to himself. After hanging up the clothes in a hurry, and tidying up briefly, then he tied up the weight, went through the window to the roof, and started exercising. Jumping frog, walking on handstand, push UPS, sit UPS. There is no perfunctory, every stroke is extremely serious. Little Sakura. Who are you? Little Sakura asked puzzled after climbing up to the roof. Little Sakura, thank you for telling me that Ino likes me, so that I won't let up. Naruto said. What the hell, tell you, Ino likes you, and whether you will let go, is there a connection between the two? Little Sakura was dumbfounded. So, what do you think? Seeing that Naruto didn't mean to explain in depth, and didn't understand why Naruto said that, little Sakura thought about it. Do you want to give Ino the opportunity to compete fairly? It's better for me to tell her face to face. Naruto said. The next day. It was 7:30 in the morning. Ino sat up, scratched his matted hair, and yawned. I had insomnia in the first half of the night, I didn't sleep well, I felt so sleepy, but I was very concerned about the situation with little Sakura. I can't sleep anymore, let's go and have a look. I used to draw the curtains and open the windows to breathe fresh air. I saw Naruto squatting not far from the window, and between his hands, there was an arc visible to the naked eye flickering, jumping, and Naruto who was doing something. Ino. Good morning. Naruto stopped trying and greeted. Morning, good morning, why are you here? Ino smiled stiffly. She quickly thought of the temptation she told little Sakura to do yesterday. Yet? Has little Sakura already said it? So now the reason why Naruto came here is clear. Just right, it can be found out that this guy is a hidden philandering scumbag who never refuses anyone, but is also dedicated and loyal. It's my honor to be liked by you, but I already have someone I like, so I won't consider other possibilities, sorry. Naruto said straight to the point. Chapter 39. Squeeze toothpaste onto the toothbrush, rinse with water, and start brushing. Swipe left, swipe right. Abruptly, the movement of brushing teeth stopped, and Ino couldn't say, what's the matter with this subtle feeling? Was decisively rejected by Naruto without explanation. On the one hand, she breathed a sigh of relief for little Sakura, at least the one she fell in love with wasn't a scumbag. On the other hand, there is more or less a sense of déjà vu that I am not as good as Hinata, that I am disliked and despised. This feeling is unnecessary, because she doesn't like Naruto, she doesn't need to care what Naruto thinks, but being rejected face to face will still feel a sense of resignation. It's not you who reject me, it's I who reject you, Uzumaki Naruto, don't get me wrong. Said viciously to the mirror, Ino gestured twice, feeling much better. He washed up quickly, dressed neatly, took a sandwich for breakfast, and hurried out to find little Sakura. She wants to tell little Sakura the result, and also wants to know what progress or change happened between little Sakura and Naruto last night. Konoha Hushin. Hinata came alone with a suitcase. The many shadow clone present looked at each other in blank dismay. They who have been practicing here have not been informed by the main body, so they will not know what happened outside. One of them, Shadow Clone, took the initiative to disarm itself and transfer the memory back to the main body. Soon, Naruto arrived and sent away the curious Shadow Clones. He looked at Hinata, didn't you make an appointment for the meeting place? Why did you change the place temporarily? Someone is following me. Hinata looked down at her toes. Stalking. Naruto was startled, and quickly realized, is it your family? Hinata nodded, this is the first time I have withdrawn money, and the amount is quite a lot. Maybe, probably, I am worried that I will be cheated, and at the same time, I am also curious about what I will do with so much money. Indeed, if you think about it differently, if your daughter suddenly asks for a large sum of money, or in cash, and you don't know what to do, you will think wildly. Naruto expressed his understanding, and looked at the box at Hinata's feet. In other words, isn't this box a bit big? It holds 3 million cash, so there's no need for this capacity. Will it cause you trouble? Naruto asked. Hinata shook her head and said in a waxy voice, stirring her fingers, no, you can use it at ease, let alone save, just buy what you like, if you don't have enough, come to me again, my family has money. Thank you, I will pay back the money, for a lifetime. Naruto specially emphasized the 3 words of a lifetime. Hinata shook her head and nodded again, wondering if she understood. Seeing that Hinata was about to leave, Naruto said, is there anything you want me to do for you, no matter what? If he takes the initiative, it is hard to control the speed. Instead, let Hinata raise it by herself. She has a psychological preparation, and I believe she will not easily faint again. Hinata stopped, contemplating and struggling. Many things surfaced, but because of shyness, I couldn't speak. Finally, after hesitating for 2 minutes, Hinata whispered, yes, can you touch my head? Touch your head, of course you can, is there more? Naruto approached. As Naruto approached, shyness and nervousness came together, Hinata reflexively took half a step back, bowed his head, closed his eyes, and dared not look at Naruto, praise me. Presumably, he was too nervous and couldn't speak clearly, so Naruto had to play by himself. Raise your right hand, place it on Hinata's head, press down slowly, and press firmly. Caress slowly. Hinata, you are the best. In my eyes, no one is better than you. Boom. His head was congested and red, Hinata shuddered all over, babbling in a low voice, and fled in a panic. She knew that if she didn't run again, she would faint, and when she woke up again, the excitement would fade away. She wants to keep it that way. She has to keep that feeling in mind. Then, work hard. In order not to disappoint Naruto. In order to achieve what Naruto called excellence. Waiting for that moment, standing by Naruto's side openly, having enough courage to confess to Naruto. Uneasy, he followed far behind, until Hinata escaped home, and Naruto returned to the back mountain. There, the shadow clones were forming a circle, whispering to each other and discussing something. What did you do to Hinata? How did she pay you so much money? Could it be that you've already hooked up, so fast? We practice here day and night, you are comfortable, with Hinata to accompany you, and they will send you money when it's over, I'm so angry. Naruto's face was full of black lines, you are me, there is no need to divide you and me, go and go, don't be lazy, hurry up and complete nature transformation, there are still a lot of training tasks behind. A group of avatars made faces and scattered, complaining incessantly. Naruto walked to the box that had been opened by Shadow Clone. Seeing the large box full of cash, question marks popped up in his mind, he squatted down, and roughly counted it. 50 million. Not the 3 million agreed yesterday, but 50 million. Naruto was silent for a while, then turned and ran away. It is inconvenient to carry so much money with you, and you are afraid of being stolen at home. It is safer to store it here in the back mountain. There are shadow clones to take care of it, so nothing will go wrong. Is it appropriate to pay a visit with your true colors? Thinking of this question, Naruto pondered, turned around, and went home first. I didn't see little Sakura, so I didn't think much about it, I just thought that little Sakura was going home to see her parents. Naruto dug out the women's clothing that she used when she was 6 years old from the bottom drawer of the closet. Transformation technique, can't stand bumps, it will be dispelled if you are not careful, the best disguise is half truth and half false. Naruto secretly thought. Review the materials needed for women's clothing, bring money, and go out to buy new women's clothing. About half an hour later, looking in the mirror, Naruto, who was quite satisfied with himself in women's clothing, snapped his fingers, okay, let's go. Crisp and melodious voice, proper girl's voice. Now, Naruto's whole body, only 2 parts have traces of transformation technique modification, and other parts are all original. These 2 parts, one is the vocal cords, and the other is a certain protrusion. After all, the perspective of the white eyes must be considered, and the disguise should be comprehensive and perfect. At the same time, Hyaga's house. Dojo. There is a battle going on. The 2 sides in the battle are the eldest daughter of the clan of this generation, Hyaga Hinata, and the second daughter of the clan, Hyaga Hanabi. There were quite a few people watching this battle, except for the 2 main families, Hinata's father and grandfather, the rest were all members of the branch house. Under the watchful eyes of the public, the sisters kept their eyes open, and the solid basic skills of gentle fist made them come out. See tricks and split tricks. Head to head. Changing from the previous retreat and timidity, Hinata has sharp eyes and sharp shots, occupying a clear advantage. Suddenly, Hinata tricked Hanabi with a fake move, and hit Hanabi's shoulder blade with a backhand. Hanabi groaned and fell to the ground. Before she could get up, Hinata followed up with 2 more palms, knocking Hanabi unconscious and securing the victory. Chapter 40. Having managed to win, Hinata breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he performed supernormally and did not lose the chain. Otherwise, I really don't know how to end it. She offered to compete for the qualification of the heir of the clan, but after she failed, it was difficult to obtain resources. At that time, not to mention providing for his own cultivation, he will not even be able to afford the money to support Naruto. That's Hinata. The patriarch of the clan, Hinata's grandfather, said unexpectedly, it looks like a different person. It's really puzzling. Hayashi nodded. Yesterday, I suddenly proposed to compete with Hanabi again, with the outcome to decide who is the heir to the clan. This is the first time Hayashi has seen such a serious and resolute attitude like never before. The 50 million. The grandfather whispered. I don't know where to go. Hayashi shook his head. Hinata's white eyes are extremely pure. If I want to follow her without being discovered, even I can't do it. You mean she kept her eyes open the whole time? Grandpa was surprised. Well, maybe she doesn't want us to know where she spent the money. Hayashi said bluntly. If the whereabouts of this money is related to the change of Hinata, it is a good thing, provided that it cannot happen again. Grandpa said. It's 50 million at a time, and if there are too many times, no matter how big the family is, it can't stand it. I'll keep an eye on it. Hayashi nodded. Have your own medical ninja to take care of Hanabi. Hinata looked at Hanabi apologetically, thinking about how to explain to Hanabi in the future, so as to avoid a deadlock in the relationship, and instead came to his father and grandfather. Father. Hinata lowered her head subconsciously, then quickly raised her head, looking directly at her father. Having received Naruto's trust and praise, she is not afraid of anyone or anything. Well, I'm still a little scared, but it's much better than before. Carrying the burden of a clan will be very hard. Before you grow up, your freedom will be restricted to a certain extent. Do you have this awareness? Hayashi said seriously. Yes. Hinata nodded. Originally you were the heir of the clan, but you were replaced by Hanabi because you were too cowardly, Hayashi said. Since you can pull yourself together, the heir is still you. The ugly words come first. If you can't do it well, give up halfway, and your performance is unqualified. I'll do my best. Hinata snapped. Hayashi was stunned, and the grandfather on the side was also stunned. They looked at each other. Obviously, they were both surprised by Hinata's awareness. With the approval of his father and grandfather, Hinata went to see Hanabi, who was still in a coma, and without delay, started practicing in this dojo. The rest of the branch house members left one after another after watching Hinata's performance and knowing the result. Niji, surprisingly, was among them. Knock knock knock. The door was knocked first, then pulled open. A branch housemaid knelt outside and said softly, Master Hinata, there is a girl here who claims to be your friend. Her name is Naruto. When did you have friends? Hinata was stunned. And many more. Naruto? Naruto? Eyes wide open, he sees the figure pacing back and forth outside the gate. Different from ordinary white eyes, which can only see dead things without life, chakra and chakra meridians. Hinata can see through living things, such as skin and internal organs, thanks to her exaggeratedly pure white eyes. Except for the shortcoming of black and white vision, there are no other problems. Looking at the familiar face shape, and the familiar figure that was seen regardless of the barrier of the clothes, except for the familiar protrusion, Hinata was stunned. Thinking of transformation technique, she suddenly realized. First, I told my father and grandfather, then suppressed the weirdness in my heart, didn't show it on my face, and walked out with a calm expression. Watching Hinata leave, the grandfather asked, which class is Hinata assigned to? 8th class, Kurani Ui is in charge of Jonin, Hayashi said. Retire, the heir of the clan, it is not suitable to go outside to perform tasks, and you will practice at home from now on. Grandpa said. Hayashi nodded, Naru. Naruko-san, you. Seeing Naruto in women's clothing up close, Hinata got stuck. Long time no see. I haven't seen you since graduation. What have you been up to? Naruto smiled and pouted to the other side secretly. Hinata understood, told the maid not to follow, and followed Naruto to that side. After getting away, Naruto asked, are you all right? Hinata is puzzled. Money, the agreed 3 million, suddenly rose to 50 million, you. Naruto. It's okay. Hinata whispered. It's very complicated to explain in detail. To put it simply, I will become the master of this family in the future. Although 50 million is a lot, it is nothing to me. The owner of this house? Naruto raised his eyebrows, glanced at the gate of Hayaga's house, then at Hinata, and vaguely understood something. It seems that his encouragement, for Hinata's encouragement, is too effective. Is this okay? Naruto asked complicatedly. His original intention was simply to encourage Hinata, so that she could cheer up and be more confident. Perhaps in the near future, besides Atsutsuki Kagaya, she can become the first woman with 6 paths level strength in the ninja world. Did not expect. What's good? Hinata was curious. Taking a peek at Naruto's pretty, cute face, he quickly lowered his head and said with a guilty conscience, I'm fine, don't worry, you're short of money, you can come to me anytime. Naruto kneaded between his brows, thought for a while and said, then if I want to play with you, can I do it anytime? A done deal, now is not the time for Hinata to change. What he can do for Hinata is to ask her out to play, give her more encouragement, cheer her up, and cheer her up. At the same time, he himself has to work harder to become stronger and become the strongest in the ninja world as soon as possible, and then come to propose marriage and give Hinata the life he wants. Play? Find me? Of course. I'm free anytime. Does that count as a date? Hinata was out of his mind. One more thing. Naruto smiled and said, "You left too quickly before, I didn't have time to say, it's like this, I want to shake hands with your clansmen." Handshake. Hinata wondered. The reason, it's not convenient for me to say at the moment, there is no other request, just a handshake. Naruto said. 20 minutes later, after saying goodbye to Hinata, Naruto went home and undressed the women's clothes, hid the outfit, changed into his usual clothes, and went out again. Accustomed to walking in unmanned alleys, Naruto walked upside down, thinking about the reason for the failure to sign in. Yes, failed. With the help of Hinata, they shook the hands of 4 branch house members one after another. The result was the same, and there was no option to sign in. Hamura chakra includes all the abilities of the Hyuga family, so it can no longer be signed from other Hyuga clansmen. Signing in Hamura chakra consumes a lot of energy in the system, and it is impossible to sign in again until it is restored. After much deliberation, there are only 2 possibilities. Which one it is, you can find out who has nothing to do with Hyuga's family. Chapter 41. Practice Field. Accompanied by the roaring sound, a tree that needed to be hugged by 2 people fell down. Rolling over, dodging the blow in a rather embarrassing situation, Sasuke panted heavily, looking solemnly at Naruto who was slowly lowering his feet beside the tree. "What is that?" "Lightning." Sasuke couldn't help but ask. "This? It's just a technique of using chakra." Naruto stretched out his right hand, and the clearly visible arc flashed away. By stimulating the cells and activating the cells, the speed can be greatly increased. This skill is not easy to learn. If Reikari hadn't been signed in from Kakashi, and his proficiency was full, Naruto didn't know how long it would take him to master it. After all, Shadow Clone has no cells, it is just a bunch of chakra-condensed individuals, and cannot learn such cell-related skills. It must be Naruto to try bit by bit, trial and error, and finally find the correct range to stimulate cells. By the way, the cell-stimulating technique is just a byproduct of Reikari. A large amount of lightning-style chakra is gathered in the hand, only a small part of lightning-style chakra overflows and distributes to the rest of the body, bringing terrifying acceleration. Naruto realized that this thing is similar to Reikage's lightning-style armor technique when he used Reikari himself. The only difference is that Reikage has a strong physique and can ignore the paralyzing side effects of lightning-style chakra to a certain extent. If it were someone else, they would definitely not dare to stimulate the cells of the whole body, let alone last for too long. Let's not talk about whether chakra is enough, the body will definitely not be able to hold it, the feeling of numbness like being anesthetized, disobedient, and unable to move, really hurts. Naruto's situation is better, not because his body is strong enough, but because of his terrible self-healing ability. The front foot is paralyzed by lightning-style chakra, and the rear foot is mobilized with normal chakra, which can quickly relieve the paralysis. Integrating with perfect Hashirama cells, Naruto extracts chakra from his own cells, which has a strong vitality and excellent recovery power. "I want to learn, I can teach you, but you need to pay a little price, in exchange, you know." Naruto winked and said. "Sasuke. Are you dating little Sakura again?" Sasuke said with a headache, "Why are you so obsessed with this? I really don't want to waste time on anything other than getting stronger." "Hey, I'm not messing with you, there's nothing wrong with our idea." Naruto laughed. "You go on a date with little Sakura, make her happy, and I will teach you skills and make you stronger. This is equivalent to working hard to become stronger." This method was used by 3rd generation on him in the past, and now it is his turn to use it on Sasuke. Take the benefits you can't refuse to drive you to do things. Tried and tested. Hearing this, Sasuke frowned. "It's so embarrassing, forget it, you can slowly work behind closed doors, I'm leaving." Naruto gestured to leave. Sasuke frowned. Seeing that Naruto was walking slowly, but getting farther and farther away, he sighed and said discouragedly, "I know, I will do as you said." Naruto clenched his fists and whispered yes. With Sasuke dragging the little Sakura, he should be more obedient and not sing against her, and strive to separate from the little Sakura as soon as possible. Then, try to see if you can get Hinata to move in. The gentle and kind-hearted Hinata is obedient to him, and will not be like little Sakura, who will use her mouth and hands if she doesn't agree with her. Thinking of little Sakura's violence, Naruto couldn't help but subconsciously rubbed his side waist. Fortunately, this body has a good foundation, otherwise he was really afraid that he would be beaten to death by the little Sakura. After all, she gave birth to a beautiful girl, so why is her temper so violent? When looking for someone to test the system's sign-in rules, Naruto first thought of little Sakura. But after using the chakra perception technique to find out the location of little Sakura, he hesitated. Ino is with little Sakura. He couldn't respond to Ino's heart, and was afraid that Ino would not give up. Just go straight there, and there is a little friend named Sakura to help. The world is unpredictable, and it is hard to say that it will not complicate things. It happened that he sensed that Sasuke was nearby, and thought that he hadn't asked little Sakura about Sasuke for a while, so Naruto came to find Sasuke. While the detection system signs in the rules, dig a hole for Sasuke and let him jump in by himself. Just say the result is fine. Unable to sign in to Sasuke. What does this represent? Signing in on behalf of the system consumes energy. Judging from past check-in experience, low-level ninjutsu and abilities require less consumption and a shorter cooling time. High-level, or top ninja skills, abilities require a lot of consumption, and the cooling time will be extended accordingly. It has been a month since I signed into Reikari, and I am not sure how long the cooldown of Reikari will be. Another one, Hamura chakra's level is definitely higher than Reikari's, and the cooling time will only be longer. Originally, Naruto planned to take on the mission of Namino Kingdom in the next 2 or 3 days, find Zabuza and Shiro, and complete the sign-in. It is not necessary to cut it anymore, the main reason is that Bai's ice escaping blood successor boundary. Seeing that the sign-in is still cooling down, and the time is not short, he has no intention of going to the Kingdom of Waves. Good steel is used on the blade, Naruto wants to wait for the cooldown to pass, and first sign in to Hyaga's house to see if he can get Tensagen out. Compared with Tensagen, other ninja skills and abilities have to stand aside. When? Sasuke asked. He wants to finish dating little Sakura as soon as possible, and get this kind of skill that can increase his strength quickly. Whatever, if you are free now, then go now. Naruto said. There is no need to ask little Sakura, hey, dating Sasuke, it must be any time. Sasuke turned and left without saying a word, looking for little Sakura. Little Sakura is not at home, she and Ino are at the tea room in the south of the village, not far from her family's flower shop. Naruto said. Sasuke turned around, the south of the village is so big, where can I find it? Besides, where is the flower shop? Naruto slapped his forehead, yes, he still has to lead the way. Take the uninhabited alley, take Sasuke close to the destination, and signal him to go in by himself. Naruto, who had nothing to do and was worried about the cooldown at check-in, simply moved his body and was ready to continue exercising. Unexpectedly, Sasuke, who just went in for a short time, went back and forth. Little Sakura said she was not in the mood. Sasuke came to Naruto and said so. Naruto. At the same time, popping out the tea in her mouth, the little Sakura coughed and said in astonishment, what are you talking about? Naruto is nearby, and Sasuke is beside him. I was winking with you just now, and urged you to agree. Ino couldn't say. Why didn't you remind me earlier? Little Sakura covered her face. Sasuke is too fast, I have no time to say. Ino was helpless. What to do? In Naruto's perception, I will never reject Sasuke, how can I explain this? Little Sakura clasped her head in her hands, troubled. It's not too late to make up for it. I'll think about the reasons later, so hurry up to make up for it now. Besides, Naruto may not be suspicious because of the inherent concepts. Ino said. Chapter 42. What's going on? Naruto wondered. Will little Sakura reject Sasuke's date invitation? Is this the sun coming out from the west? It's not that I don't want to, it's that little Sakura doesn't want to, let's change another condition. Sasuke said. Naruto hesitated, wondering what to do. Just at this time, the two women settled the bill and ran over in a hurry. So, Sasuke-kun, what happened just now doesn't count, are you looking for me on a date? Okay. Little Sakura said with a dry smile. What do you mean just now is not counted? It's strange enough. Could it be that you are being controlled and you can't help yourself? Naruto asked strangely. Little Sakura couldn't answer the words, he hesitated. When facing someone you like directly, your brain is generally not enough, and your IQ will decline. Ino, who was still on the side, his eyes lit up, and he responded quickly, it's me, I controlled little Sakura to say that, just kidding, hehe. You are really boring. Naruto was speechless. I'm sorry, little Sakura, it's my fault, I'll make it up to you next time. Ino smiled and said, stop staring, go on a date with Sasuke. Little Sakura looked at Ino, then at Naruto, and whispered to Sasuke, Sasuke-kun, then we. I don't care. Where to go and what to do, you decide. Sasuke said lightly. Watching the future young couple disappear at the corner of the alley, his eyes shifted and fell on Ino, who was beside him. Naruto twitched his mouth, which way are you going? Ino was stunned, thought for a while, and pointed to the left. Then I'll go to the right, goodbye. Naruto waved goodbye. Ino didn't think much about it at first, but soon realized that he still had a setup that liked Naruto on his head. I like it so much that I can't wait to like it. I was rejected by the other party in the morning, and when I turned around and saw each other again, I treated the other party as a stranger. Is this reasonable? In case Naruto's suspicion is aroused, and a series of questions extend from it. Why did Ino pretend to like it? It was little Sakura who said it. What kind of psychology did little Sakura want to say this? It can be broken, but it can't be broken so neatly and quickly. Ino rubbed his face and asked to stay, would you like a cup of tea? I invite you. Thanks, I'm allergic to tea. Naruto said without looking back. Ino pursed his lips and ran after him, don't be so cold, look down and see you can't go any further, you can still be friends. Sorry, I'm allergic to floral scents. Naruto said. It's serious. It would be better to go to the hospital. Ino suggested. With a bang, Naruto was knocked against the wall by Naruto, and Ino was stunned on the spot. Holding Ino's chin and raising her head, Naruto approached slowly, and said in a low voice, if you really miss me so much and can't let me go, you can, I promise you, it's not impossible. Shhhhhhh. What? Ino stammered as his heart beat faster. I have someone I like, and I can be your boyfriend without disclosing it. Naruto said. This kind of thing. No, no. It can't be done. Ino put his hands on Naruto, turned his face, and said hurriedly. Why not, what you like is what I want, as long as you want, I have no problem, after all, you are very cute. Naruto said. After that, Naruto straightened Ino's face, and continued to approach slowly, as if to kiss. Watching Naruto's face getting closer and closer, the breath belonging to Naruto hit the face, Ino's brain short-circuited, and his thinking froze. The distance was less than 5 centimeters, but Naruto still didn't stop. It was true, Ino couldn't help screaming, don't. It's not so much that Ino pushes Naruto away with all his strength, it's better to say that Naruto didn't push hard and retreated. In a panic, Ino, who didn't notice this detail, ran away as soon as he was free, not daring to look back. In this way, she shouldn't have any affection for me anymore, and she will walk around when she meets me. Naruto rubbed his face and smiled slightly. It would be unreasonable if you don't dislike this kind of scumbag who clearly wants to be in 2 boats. Make a date between Sakura and Sasuke. Scare Ino away. Decided not to perform missions above sea level that require going out of the village. Counting with my fingers, I found that I have nothing to do for the time being, and I just need to wait for the Chunin exam in about a month or so. Naruto stretched his arms and shook his legs, continuing to exercise. The other side. Ino, who ran far away, saw Naruto chasing him, heaved a sigh of relief, and sat on the bench by the side of the road to calm down his violently beating heart. That guy. He knows people, knows his face, but doesn't know his heart. He actually. Little Sakura must not be allowed to sink again, stop it, it must be stopped immediately. Originally, on the day of graduation and class placement, Ino was taken aback by Naruto. She didn't see 9 tails, so she could only blame Naruto for scaring herself. Combined this time. Feeling the difficulty of calming down and stabilizing the heart rate, Ino wondered if he might have a heart attack. When she thinks of Naruto, her heart beats faster and she can't stay calm. Little Sakura. Yes, find her to expose Naruto's true face. Ino caressed his heart, got up and went to find little Sakura, but backed away after a while. What to look for, wait until the date is over. Naruto is unreliable here, the best home for little Sakura is Sasuke. It's the right thing to do. Ino thought to himself. I can't get rid of the picture of being walloped by Naruto. Thinking of this picture makes my heart beat faster again. Damn Naruto, still want to kiss me, immune to death you. Ino was suffocated, punched the air, and gritted his teeth. Until noon. Naruto cooks instant noodles at home. Eat a good breakfast and a full dinner. For lunch, feel free to eat some junk food that is not nutritious but super delicious. Refresh your taste buds. I'm starting. Naruto picked up a chopstick of instant noodles with full expectation, and was about to put it into his mouth. Suddenly, little Sakura's voice came from outside the house, as if calling him. The sound came from far to near, and the speed was so fast. Naruto turned his head to look, only to see the little Sakura, whose style of painting has changed dramatically, leaping in directly from the window instead of going through the main entrance. Naruto, what do you want to do to Ino? Eyes rolled. The facial features are distorted. Sakura pollen has long hair and is automatic without wind. The sound of teeth rubbing against something. The little Sakura, who was extremely imposing, took a step, and many cracks were stepped on the floor. Naruto. What is this? It's scary. I didn't do anything. I just wanted her to give up on me completely. See, no one likes a frivolous, playful, scumbag who wants to be in 2 boats. Before the words fell, little Sakura, whose painting style returned to normal, blinked, really? It's absolutely true. Naruto said with a sigh of relief, dumbfounded. Don't tell Ino, she's her best friend, good friend, so don't let her go down a road of no return. The reason why I did that was simply to let her think she saw my true face and feel disgusted with me. I really have no other ideas. Little Sakura. I see. Little Sakura said calmly. Chapter 43. Seeing the little Sakura's painting style, it is no longer so scary. Naruto sat down again, ate the instant noodles, and said vaguely, remember, you must not tell Ino. I don't need you to tell me. Little Sakura sat down next to her, seeing that Naruto's food was so delicious, she directly snatched Naruto's noodles. Wait. This is mine. You can cook it again if you want to eat it, there are plenty at home. Caught off guard by little Sakura, Naruto quickly reached out to snatch it back. What's yours is mine. Don't forget that I have to pay for the food, so you have to take care of my food. Little Sakura said, snatching Naruto's chopsticks away, sucking and sucking. There's something else to do later. If you're in a hurry, cook another one. Naruto was speechless. After eating the soup and noodles, little Sakura put down the bowl and chopsticks pretending to be natural, and wiped the corners of her mouth with a tissue. Cough, I'm not coming back tonight, I'll stay overnight at Ino's house. Don't worry, if I say a word to her, betray you, I will not be able to catch up with Sasuke, and I will marry you. Naruto, who still wanted to say something, immediately shut up when he heard Sakura's oath, and nodded in satisfaction. After the little Sakura left, Naruto cooked another instant noodle. After eating, he felt a little sleepy and wanted to lie down on the tatami and take a nap. What time is it? I still want to take a nap. If you don't become the strongest ninja world, you can't relax for a day. Thinking of this, Naruto got up, tied up the weights, supported his heavy eyelids, and started exercising. There is a cooldown for signing in, so you can't count on it all, you still have to work hard on your own. What? Do that on purpose to disgust me, and avoid him in the future. Listening to the little Sakura vividly imitating Naruto's tone, and copying Naruto's words, Ino was dumbfounded. I just said that Naruto couldn't have done that kind of thing, and even if he did, there was a reason. Little Sakura said. I've been with him for several years, how could I be wrong? Look, the facts are just as I thought. What? Ino rolled his eyes and complained, who is this person who ran to Naruto without saying a word after hearing what I said? Little Sakura blushed, and whispered, I just thought about it in my heart. Actually, I believed him. I didn't beat him up as soon as we met, and gave him time to explain. In that case, it's true. Ino carefully recalled what happened at that time. He pressed me against the wall, pretending to kiss me, but I pushed him away in the end. He made it clear that he didn't use much force, let alone chased me, and explained to me, What's wrong with you? Little Sakura wondered. Alright, why are you covering your heart all of a sudden? I don't know either. As soon as I think of Naruto now, my heart beats and I can't stop it. Ino said anxiously, tell me, could it be a heart attack? Probably not, your physique is so good. Little Sakura hesitated. Forget it, since it's a misunderstanding, then you just keep working hard. Ino shook his head, not thinking about Naruto, and went to bed. I'm not going to get involved anymore, I'm just giving you advice behind the scenes. Originally, in order to prevent him from becoming suspicious, I had to maintain the back post for a period of time. Now, I can cut it off directly. Ino, thank you, for my business. Little Sakura said. Thank you, if I had something to do, you would try your best to help me, wouldn't you? Ino laughed. Of course, my goal is Naruto. In the process, I can also help you chase Sasuke. Little Sakura said. The next time you have a date like today, you can keep up, and I will help you. Trust Naruto, he will help me create a chance to be alone with Sasuke, then I will transfer everything to you, and then... The voice of speaking stopped abruptly. Looking at Ino who made a pause gesture, little Sakura was puzzled. Don't mention Naruto, my heart is beating hard. Ino sighed. Such an exaggeration. You can't even mention it. Little Sakura was dumbfounded. What do you think? Ino said angrily. Scared twice. Twice. Especially the last time, Naruto's body had something in it, it almost killed me. This feeling depends on language, and I can't describe it clearly. I was a spiritual body at the time, and it involved the spiritual level. Even I didn't understand why. I told my dad, he seemed to know something, but he didn't tell me, just told me not to use the secret technique on Naruto. Oh. What's the impact? Little Sakura worried. Last time I had a nightmare for a few days, but this time I don't know. Ino shook his head. I'm sorry, it's all because of me. Little Sakura whispered. It's all right, as long as I don't mention Naruto, I'm normal, nothing has changed. Ino smiled and put his arms around little Sakura. She closed her eyes and said softly, I'm so tired, go to sleep, what's the matter, I'll talk about it when I wake up. Hearing this, little Sakura was hesitant to speak, and finally said nothing, but hugged Ino instead. Gradually, fell into dreamland. 3 days later. The 7th team went to the task office in the Hokage building, and received the D-level task as usual. The subordinates can only offer opinions, and the one who really has the right to choose and make decisions is the Jonin. I've done a lot of D-level tasks, do you have the guts to challenge the C-level tasks? Kakashi said casually. The 3 of them hadn't mentioned it all the time, and the Chunin exam was imminent, so he had to take the initiative to bring it up. Not interested. Naruto. No time. Sasuke. The little Sakura looked around and whispered, I still want to prepare. Kakashi. Today's children are so negative about advanced tasks? Seeing that the Hokage building was close in front of him, Kakashi thought for a while and said, that's right, the Chunin exam will be held soon, and the venue for this session is our Konoha village. And among the many conditions to take the Chunin exam, one of them is to have performed at least one mission above sea level. The opportunity is rare. If you miss it, you will have to wait for the next session, and the venue is still elsewhere. The Chunin exam still has this rule. Naruto was surprised. How? Kakashi looked sideways. I'm fine with that. Naruto. N. Sasuke. Little Sakura. Me, I can too. Small Sakura. Enter the Hokage building, the task office, and it happens that the 3rd generation is also here. Because the person who mentioned it was Kakashi, I believe that Kakashi must have his own considerations, and there is no meaning of wrangling at all. 3rd generation nodded in agreement. Looking at Desna who walked in drunkenly, smelling of alcohol. Sighing, the indescribable Naruto heard Kakashi announce the meeting time and place, and he was about to go home and pack up his things for a long trip. What are you doing with me? You don't go home to prepare things? You don't tell Uncle Aunt? Naruto wondered. Ah? Yes. Yes. Little Sakura reacted, smiled awkwardly, changed direction, and ran away. I always feel that she's acting weird these days. Naruto rubbed his chin, but couldn't tell the specifics, as if he had become stupid, and seemed to have something unspeakable to hide. Chapter 44. Hyaga's House. Dojo for training. Countless is the number of times he was knocked down to the ground. Hinata shook her head and got up immediately. Simply adjust the state, hold your breath, condense the newly refined chakra in your hand, and rush towards your father who is your sparring opponent. Hayashi was expressionless. He has always had headaches and was unable to change the character of his eldest daughter, but now, for unknown reasons, has changed. The effect presented made him very satisfied. It doesn't matter if you are clumsy, hard work can make up for it, as long as you are willing to work hard, you can still stand out. Besides, the eldest daughter's unusual high-purity white eyes are also worth looking forward to. Okay, rest a while and come back. Hayashi said. No, I can still move. Hinata got up again, unless I'm too exhausted to move, no matter what happens, I won't stop. Balance work and rest, be obedient. Hayashi said. Hinata made a gentle fist gesture, please, father. Knock knock knock. Knocking. Then the door was pulled open from the outside. The branch housemaid said, Master Hinata, that girl named Nariko came to see you a few days ago. My lord father is right, so I'll rest for a while. Hinata said, bowed to her father, and walked out of the dojo slowly. Hayashi suddenly figured it out. Just now, he seemed unwilling to give up. It seems that what my father said still carries a lot of weight. As soon as he was out of his father's sight, Hinata immediately accelerated and trotted all the way out. When passing through the corridor, she noticed her own image reflected on the glass window, she was silent for a while, and turned around and ran back to the courtyard where she lived. Change clothes, wash face, comb hair. Will there be a smell? It would be great if I could take a shower. Hinata thought inwardly as her nose moved and she couldn't smell anything. In the end, I asked the branch housemaid to borrow a fresh perfume, sprayed it a few times, and secretly decided to buy a few perfumes for backup. Don't know what kind of perfume Naruto likes? Afraid of bumping into Hinata's father, Naruto was afraid to enter the door, and insisted on waiting outside the gate. After waiting for almost 20 minutes, Hinata finally arrived. There is no branch housemaid accompanying me this time, so I don't have to go far. Naruto-kun. Hinata remained the same, embarrassed to look directly at Naruto, lowered her head and twitched her fingers. I took a sea-level mission, and I have to leave the village for a while, and it will take half a month at the earliest to come back. Naruto said. Oh, then you have to be careful and be safe. Didn't you come to ask her out? Hinata was disappointed in her heart, but she didn't show it on her face, she said in a waxy voice. Naruto took out something from his backpack and handed it to Hinata, for you. This is. Hinata caught it carefully, opened her eyes wide, and looked at it carefully. Music box, I saw its exquisite shape and nice sound, so I bought it for you. I hope you like it. Naruto said. Gift. The first time I received a gift from Naruto, Hinata couldn't describe her current mood, and said in a waxy voice, thank you. I like it very much. I will cherish it. Before parting, is there anything you want me to do? Naruto asked. Hinata thought for a while, then said shyly, like last time. Naruto nodded, took a step forward, put his hand on Hinata's head, and stroked gently, okay, Hinata is the best, awesome. After about 10 minutes. Hinata, who put on her practice clothes again, stood in the yard and output to the stake. Naruto-kun believes in me, in his eyes, I am the best, I am the best. I kept repeating these in my mind. Hinata doesn't believe in herself, and often doubts herself, it's okay, she cannot trust herself, but she believes in Naruto. Since Naruto said she is the best, then she must be the best. Even if she is so cowardly that she can't support the wall, with the support and encouragement of the person she likes and has a crush on, she can still do things that she couldn't do before. Faith leads to changes in temperament. In the deepest part that Hinata herself cannot perceive, it is impossible to tell whether it is body or soul. There is silence here, there is no dominant consciousness, and the Hamura chakra, which has not faded away after a long time, for the first time, has a rhythm. It seemed to be Hinata's conviction that resonated with it. Konoha village mouth. The 7th class, all members assembled. Kakashi waved his hand, let's go. After a week's journey, we are about to approach the sea. At that time, you only need to cross the boat to reach the country of waves. The sun is hot. On the endless road, only the 7th squad and Desna, 5 people were walking. Naruto, who is walking upside down and sweating, is at the forefront. When passing by a puddle of water, he glanced strangely, knowing that it was the ghost brother in the plot, he ignored it, and prepared to go directly. Leave it to Kakashi, who falls last. The ghost brothers hiding in the water, the two looked at each other, and both noticed Naruto's strange eyes. Realizing that he might have been seen through by the other party, he was worried that he would change if he was too late, and he exploded at the same time without hesitation. Crash! While the chains were ringing, with the perfect cooperation of the two, they directly tied Naruto firmly, take care of one first. Ah! Naruto! Little Sakura exclaimed. Sasuke's body is one step ahead of the mind, and he is going to save Naruto. Desna was simply taken aback. Kakashi at the back, his body is tense, chakra is on the verge of erupting at any time, his eyes exude danger and coldness. The road is narrow. Naruto thought to himself. During the thought, a large amount of chakra was suddenly extracted, and after Lei's nature transformation, it was released out of the body in one go. Thunder and lightning. Chakra, which will quickly volatilize outside the body, is poured out like no money because of Naruto's use method like an upstart. It was stable and formed, and turned into a terrifying tree-shaped thunderbolt. The mainstream is to import Ghost Brothers. The extra little part falls to the ground, with the surrounding void. Without follow-up supplements, these chakra outside will quickly evaporate and disappear. The Ghost Brother yelled, his body was shaking like chaff, and he fell to the ground paralyzed. Who is this? He actually attacked me. I was so shocked, I thought I was going to die. Naruto said, pretending to be in shock. Idiot. You must be alone in the front. What if you are in danger? Little Sakura grabbed Naruto's ear and scolded angrily. Don't. Be gentle. Sasuke is still there, my ears are going to fall off. Naruto changed his face and reminded in a low voice. Teaching you, what does it have to do with Sasuke's presence or not? Having said that, little Sakura let go of her hand. Frightened and disgusted, he looked at the Ghost Brother who fell on the ground and twitched, and pulled Naruto to hide behind Kakashi. Has nature transformation been mastered to this extent? Kakashi glanced at Naruto, and then went to look at the Ghost Brother who was electrocuted and lost consciousness. After pondering for a moment, he turned his head to look at Desna. Excuse me, is there any concealed information that I didn't make clear, Mr. Desner? Chapter 45. Desna was sweating profusely, and forced a smile. No, why do you say that? Although there is no direct evidence to prove it, but... Kakashi said. The three of my subordinates are leaving the village for the first time in their lives, and it is impossible to deliberately target them with rebellion. If it's targeting me, then we should send more powerful characters. Exclude the wrong option, and the remaining suspicious target is only you, Mr. Desner. Desna was speechless. Looking at the Ghost Brother who was still twitching unconsciously. Think of the country of waves, think of Kato. He knew that if he lost the protection of these ninjas, it would be absolutely impossible for him to go back alive. Building bridges and changing the status quo is even more impossible. Indeed, I concealed part of it, but I didn't do it on purpose, but it happened for a reason. Desner. What reason? Kakashi asked. Poor. Desner said in a deep voice. Kakashi. Of course I also want to spend a lot of money to hire stronger ninja protection. If there is a possibility, I even want to buy your village with money and move to the land of waves collectively. Desna raised his head and looked directly at the sun on purpose, irritating his eyeballs, causing tears to flow down his face. He beat his heart and stamped his feet, saying with grief and indignation. But there is no way. I'm poor. The whole country of Bo is poor, and I don't have that economic capacity at all. Think about it differently. If you were me, what would you do? Sit and wait for death? Or tell a little lie and seize a glimmer of hope for success? It doesn't matter if I die. Pity my lonely grandson and my helpless daughter. I'm sorry, I may not be able to go home to see you again. From now on, I have to rely on you, poor and helpless, to live on. Kakashi. Leaving Desna choked up and talking to himself, Kakashi said as he walked not far away. There will be no ninjas in sea-level missions. Before reaching the destination, 2 rebels came. After that, there must be stronger characters. This is like a B-level, or even an A-level, or S-level task. It is dangerous and uncontrollable. What do you think? Continue, life is in danger, turn back, because the employer concealed it, and there will be no demerit on the resume. Finding that the 3 of them were looking at him, Naruto scratched his head. I don't care, Mr. Kakashi is here, the sky is falling, and you are holding it, you are not afraid. I am afraid of nothing. It looks so dangerous, let's go back. Little Sakura whispered. As long as the gap in strength is not so disparate that it is unattainable, it is worth challenging. Sasuke said, sneaking a glance at Naruto. I can't figure out why my body moved first to save Naruto. After some discussion, the opinions of the 3 were solicited, and Kakashi made a decision. Continue. The purpose of going out of the village is to experience and gain knowledge. I haven't even seen the shadow of a strong enemy. How can I run away when I look forward to the wind? Of course, the biggest reason is due to self-confidence in one's own strength. And, through this month's observation, Naruto and Sasuke are very powerful. Especially Naruto, once the power of 9 tails is used, the combat power. Suppressing many thoughts, Kakashi walked towards Desna, negotiating. Naruto has nothing to do and starts exercising without missing a chance. After learning that the sign-in system had a cooldown, and that he would never be able to reap any benefits from Bai's body, he became a salted fish. It's over, if it's not for the Chunin exam, he doesn't want to come at all. Having obtained all the information he knew from Desna, and having interrogated the Ghost Brothers, Kakashi, who knew what he knew, announced his departure. A group of people came to the beach, took the boat of Desner's friend, and went to sea. Shrouded in thick fog, he arrived in the land of waves. I saw a black shadow in the haze, and heard Dazna's introduction. It was the last hope of the Kingdom of Waves, and it was also the bridge he advocated, which was being built. After disembarking, walk on the way to Dazna's house. Kakashi was startled suddenly, sensing something was wrong. Get down. At the same time, the sound of breaking through the air came. Dazna gets pinned down by Kakashi. Sasuke, little Sakura, also subconsciously got down. Only Naruto stood there straight, slapping the flying object with his backhand without avoiding it. On the hands, covered with a thin layer of nine tails chakra. The soles of the feet are also evenly distributed with chakra, firmly adsorbing to the ground. Sparks fly. Accompanied by the collision of gold and iron, the beheading sword broke in two. The blade part flew out and stuck in the tree. The part with the handle fell heavily and was inserted into the ground. Chakra, which is full of vitality, spreads all over the body, relieving the numbness caused by violent impact and shock force. Naruto, who quickly recovered, turned to look at Kakashi, and said blankly, "What?" Kakashi. Immediately afterwards, the one who appeared on the stage was no longer cut. Without a big knife as a foothold, he could only stand on the branch, looking down at the few people from a high position. Looking at the beheading knife that was reimbursed as soon as it came up, fortunately, it has the characteristic of being able to recover after absorbing blood, so if you don't cut it, you will look away. First glance at Naruto, without saying anything, then at Kakashi. It turned out to be a copy ninja. Hey, take Kakashi, no wonder the Oni brothers failed. Ghost, don't cut the peach land again. Kakashi sighed secretly. Knowing that it was inevitable that he would have to lie down for a few days, he held down the forehead protector and was about to push it up, using the Sharingan to end the battle in the shortest possible time. Ms. Kakashi, I want to try. Naruto said. Hi. Kakashi was stunned, looking at Naruto strangely. Stupid. That kind of character is not easy to mess with at first glance, just let Kakashi teacher face it. What are you trying to do? Little Sakura was about to go crazy. Forget that you're still just a genin? Didn't you see that even Jonin's Kakashi teacher has a dignified face? Serious? Avoiding little Sakura's hand, Naruto said, I don't know if there are other people hiding in secret. Mr. Kakashi keeps his strength and chakra, it will be better as a second hand. Even if I'm in danger, I believe teacher Kakashi can make a timely move to save my life. Hearing what Naruto said, Kakashi's eyes moved slightly, and he reminded, this person is very strong, if he is really in danger, I may not be able to save you. It's okay, because I also have my own life-saving means. Naruto laughed. Stopping the little Sakura who was trying to dissuade him, Kakashi said in a low voice, Naruto really wants to explode with all his strength, even the Lord Third Generation will have a headache, so, don't worry. Hi. Little Sakura looked like you were talking nonsense. Sasuke, who also heard this, clenched his fists involuntarily, staring at Naruto who rushed out and stood on the water. How strong are you? The shadow clones have been concentrating on practicing nature transformation in the back mountain. It is best not to use irrelevant shadow clone memories to affect them. Naruto secretly thought. When rushing out, the seal is formed, and when it comes to the water, the seal is just completed. Water style, water barrier. Chapter 46. The order of that print, water barrier. Kakashi was puzzled. What to do with this defensive water style in the first place? Obviously there is a lightning style that is better at attacking. Zabuza was also confused by the seal formed by Naruto. A big question mark rose in his mind. Hiding in the dark and wearing a mask, Bai thought to himself, the seal technique is very skilled, but the number of seals has not been reduced. The level of representation skills is good, but limited. I don't know if there is any nature transformation that has practiced water. However, even with the support of nature transformation, a qualitative transformation occurs. After all, it is only a defensive type of water style, so there is no need to worry. Sasuke, who has not dabbled in water style, stared wide-eyed, not letting go of any details. Little Sakura secretly said, please, don't worry. Dazna was also praying secretly. Just when everyone had different thoughts, sudden changes occurred. Spread around Naruto. The entire river flowing down the river seemed to have been pressed the pause button first, frozen, solidified, and then suddenly rose into the sky. Form a water curtain about 30 meters high, 200 meters wide, and 7 or 8 meters thick. Everyone is dumbfounded. The continuous flow of river water is guided by Naruto's chakra to join in, and the scope of the water curtain is still expanding and growing. Feeling that it's almost done, make sure you can hit it and don't let him avoid it. Naruto controls this tsunami-like water curtain and pours forward. If you don't cut it in shock, you will inevitably be submerged and washed away by the flood. Kakashi, who was about to do something, saw the approaching torrential water, and bypassed it on both sides so as not to affect them, narrowing his eyes slightly. This control power. Know that Naruto is Nine Tails Jinchuriki. I can also see the characteristics of this trick, that is, there is a large amount of chakra, and the power and scale are piled up abruptly, so there is no need to make a fuss. Kakashi quickly regained his composure, but what caught his eye was Naruto's chakra control. Dazna is not a ninja, he doesn't understand the ninja system, any ninja can kill him instantly. Therefore, seeing this scene, he had no extra reaction other than lamenting how powerful the ninja was. Sasuke was dumbfounded. He knew that Naruto was better than him. There was no intuitive comparison, lack of reference system, and he didn't expect the gap to be so big. Naruto, is it so powerful? Little Sakura said blankly. Thinking of Naruto's multiple shadow clone, a forbidden technique that can be used to assist in cultivation, she suddenly understood something. Monster. Bai murmured. How can there be such a terrifying amount of chakra, it is simply not human. Seeing that in Naruto's water style, there is no qualitative change brought about by nature transformation, Bai is not worried about his safety. This water style looks like a bluff, and the real masters always compete with the depth of nature transformation. It's over. Bai secretly said. He knew that if he didn't cut again, he wouldn't give Naruto a second chance to make a move, and the moment he didn't cut his shot again, he could announce the opponent's death. Go to hell. Behind Naruto, the murmur of Zabuzan, who looked like a ghost, sounded. Shocked by the murderous intent from Zabuzan, Naruto felt chills all over his body, his heart was terrified, and he became stiff for a moment. Snapped. What? Bai's beautiful eyes widened. From a long distance, I can't see clearly, I only know that the kunai held by Zabuzan is stagnant, unable to penetrate Naruto's back neck. What is blocking it? Kakashi pulled down the forehead protector, took a long breath, and said to himself, this guy is well prepared. Sharingan could see clearly that Naruto's neck, heart, liver, kidneys, and other vital parts were protected by a layer of extremely high-quality chakra. The chakra that is different from ordinary people must be Nine Tails chakra. Naruto reacted and shouted immediately. A large amount of chakra was extracted, and after Lei's nature transformation, which is also the best nature transformation he has mastered so far, was released crazily out of the body. I don't care about it, or I don't need to guide and control it. Because water can conduct electricity, water style and lightning style are also the best combination. If you are wet by water and stand on the water, you can say that there is nowhere to escape. Ugh. Zabuza snorted, his body was paralyzed by the lightning style chakra, and his movements were restricted. Naruto seized the opportunity, and a roundabout kick hit the door without cutting the face. The chakra line extending from the 5 fingers of the left hand catches up with the flying upside down, binds him, and pulls him back again. With the empty right hand, Rei's non is condensed, and it is pressed to no longer cut. Seeing this, Bai made a decisive move. First, towards Desna, Sasuke, and Sakura, throw dozens of ice senbon to prevent Kakashi from intercepting. Immediately after using the ice escape secret technique, he appeared in front of Naruto in an instant, grabbed Naruto's right wrist, and moved aside. The parts where the limbs come into contact will freeze quickly. It's so cold. I can't feel my hands. Naruto frowned, Rei's non couldn't maintain it, and then disappeared. Sorry. Bai whispered. Increase the output power and freeze the right half of Naruto's body, without hurting the viscera. If you cut off the chakra thread that binds Zabuza, you have to retreat with Zabuza. It's me who should say sorry. Naruto said, I can't let you go. White startled. Boom. The terrifying crimson chakra erupted from Naruto's body. A thick chakra coat covers the whole body. The ice is melting at a speed visible to the naked eye. Behind him, extends a tail made entirely of chakra. This tail moved according to Naruto's mind, and turned into a huge chakra hand, which was close to the close range, caught off guard by Baihe and then slashed, and tightly grasped. Pale face, trying to struggle. It can freeze the hand of chakra, but if someone uses a little force, the ice will collapse in an instant. This is why Jinchuriki is regarded as the ultimate weapon of a village. Only the Kage-level strong, or Jonin with special abilities, can suppress Jinchuriki, and everyone else will feel powerless against Jinchuriki. Naruto. Are you alright? Kakashi came after him. It's okay, what's the matter? Naruto said, through Nine Tails chakra's hand, he fired electricity at Baihe Zabuza, and kept firing. He didn't retract the Nine Tails chakra until the two of them were completely paralyzed, and looked at Kakashi as if nothing had happened. Kakashi. It seemed that nothing was wrong, he secretly put away the scroll used as a seal, and felt relieved. Will these two people be the strongest hired by that Kado? Naruto asked. I don't know, what do you want? Kakashi said. Prevent Kado from spending money to hire others, adding to the risk of instability, or should we just call the door? Naruto suggested. In this way, the danger can be stifled in the cradle, and a lot of troubles can be saved. Anyway, they are hostile to each other, so there is no need to be polite to him. That makes sense, but just in case, I'll go check it out alone tonight, and make sure it's all right. Let's go together tomorrow. Kakashi said. Chapter 47. Desner House. The one who devoured the dinner first, Naruto clapped his hands, I'm full, let's go for a walk around, you guys eat slowly. Sasuke, who was the second to finish eating, nodded and walked out the door as well. Seeing this, little Sakura, who was eating rice balls, blinked. Based on her understanding of these two people, she was 100% going to practice. After dinner, I took a walk with my arms in my arms, and the idea of visiting Naruto by the way, little Sakura wandered around. In the woods not far from home, I found Naruto and Sasuke who were practicing here. Sasuke was sitting on the ground with his head down, not knowing what he was doing, with a pile of broken leaves beside him. Naruto is hitting the tree. fists, elbows, shoulders, knees, feet, use these parts to hit the tree with all your strength. The trees trembled from the beating, and he was bruised and dripping with blood. Miraculously, these injuries heal and repair themselves quickly. Naruto is like an emotionless machine, repeating mechanically, attacking and attacking again and again. If it was the past, little Sakura would go over and stop Naruto from hurting herself. Now, she keeps silent. From Naruto's actions, we can see his obsession and determination to become stronger. From Naruto's strength, it can be seen that his cultivation achievements are really outstanding. Kakashi approached silently and patted little Sakura on the shoulder. Little Sakura was puzzled, took one last look at Naruto, and turned to follow Kakashi. Shocked? Naruto's strength. Kakashi said casually, since the battle ended, you have been silent and didn't say anything. You. I just don't understand why he has to work so hard, said little Sakura. Obviously already so strong, if it were me, I would definitely relax a little bit. Not only did he not relax, but he continued to practice desperately as usual. As for the reason, I know a little bit. Kakashi said. What is it? Little Sakura was curious. Hokage, Naruto him, the dream is to be Hokage. Kakashi said. Ah. Really? I thought it was just casual talk, after all. Little Sakura was surprised. After all, his popularity is so bad that it can't be worse. Kakashi continued. Hokage not only needs to have both strength and wisdom, but also needs to be supported and recognized by everyone. From this point of view, Naruto's hope is very slim. However, this is indeed his dream, and it is the goal he wants to achieve day after day, even through hard practice. Why? Little Sakura was even more puzzled, she still didn't understand why Naruto wanted to be Hokage. As a friend of Naruto, you should know best what kind of life he has been living. Kakashi said. Ignore, indifference, you can't buy things in your true colors, you have to change your appearance. If you haven't experienced it, you may not be able to understand it well. It is a treatment that is even more terrifying than beating and scolding, as if you are transparent. The pranks when he was a child were just a means to attract everyone's attention. It is not difficult for him to want to become Hokage like this. In order to get everyone's approval, in order not to be ignored by everyone, in order to be more warm. Little Sakura. Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Little Sakura asked. It feels like you lack purpose, lack motivation. Kakashi laughed. Perhaps, it can indirectly influence you through Naruto. Of course, the most important thing is that you are confused and absent-minded. As a teacher, I think I have the obligation to guide you as someone who has experienced it. For ninjas, strength is an indispensable basic element. Even if there is no clear goal, it is best to work hard on strength. It would be even better if you can determine your goals. With a visible benchmark, your progress will be more obvious. That's all for now, think about it for yourself, I'll go to Kaduo to investigate, and I'll be back soon, goodbye. Little Sakura was silent for a long time, and said to herself, Hokage. A nest? What do you mean? Naruto, who was exhausted, went back to Desner's house to take a bath, and wanted to eat something before going to sleep, looked at Parker in astonishment. That is, the summoning beast raised by Kakashi, the talking dog and the 8 ninja dogs. What do you mean, it's just a mess? Parker said. Didn't it be agreed to only investigate tonight and do it tomorrow? Naruto was stunned. Oh, there is not even a jonin. To avoid long nights and dreams, it's better to deal with it as soon as possible. Parker imitated Kakashi's tone and said. Because there is no jonin, it is more suitable for us to come, why is he in a hurry? Naruto wondered. Call Sasuke and little Sakura, and the three discuss it. Sasuke, who has no interest in Kado who has been solved, is thinking about nature transformation, and takes the initiative to stay and protect the Desner family to prevent accidents. And when Naruto and little Sakura, plus a dog, rushed to Kado's company, it was completely under Kakashi's control. The Ronin warriors and local hooligans who were tied up with ropes squatted on the ground with bruised noses and swollen faces, silent. The two met Kakashi in Kado's office, and Kado was tied up and fell into a coma. The task can be declared over, we will return to the village tomorrow. Kakashi said. Where's the money in the safe? Naruto asked. Kado is the biggest culprit in obstructing the construction of the bridge. Without him, we don't need to participate in the subsequent bridge construction. Kakashi said. How much deposit does Kado have? Did you get the password? Naruto asked. This mission, without a doubt, has reached a grade, second only to S grade, and completed it very beautifully. It is a plus point in personal resume. Kakashi said. It's shameful to have a share of what you see. Naruto said. Kakashi. What money? Where is the money? I haven't seen any money. Kakashi was at a loss, you said this safe, it was like this when I came here, it was empty, and there was nothing in it. Then I'll ask Kado. Naruto said. Kado is a prisoner. According to the rules, even I can't deal with him privately. He has to be brought back to the village and punished by the village law. Kakashi said. Does this mean that they have to hand in all of them? Naruto was speechless. With Hinata providing money to support him, he naturally doesn't care about the amount of money, but no one would think too much of this kind of money that can be obtained with a little effort. Cough. Without looking at Naruto's resentful eyes, Kakashi said to himself. The people outside will be left to the Kingdom of Waves to deal with. We just need to take Kato away, and if we don't kill them, we'll be fine with that ice escape boy. This task was completed faster than I expected. Although it didn't have the effect of experience, it was a gain of knowledge, and it also met a condition for taking the Chunin exam. It's really great. Chapter 48. The next day. After having breakfast at Desna's house, he refused Desna's request to stay for a few more days, and left the Land of Waves by boat on the 7th flight. Strange, how did they escape in that state? Sitting on the boat, Kakashi kept thinking about this problem. Substituting himself in, he has absolutely no possibility of getting out of trouble. Drug control. Rope tied. Thousands that block the flow of chakra. Maybe, it's because of the special ability of Bingdun, a blood successor limiter. Naruto said listlessly. In the plot, in Bai's memories, when he was a child, he initially awakened the ice escape, and he was able to control water like a finger. Boldly speculate, it is possible to control the blood flow in one's body to curb the effect of the medicine and prevent drowsiness. After solving the most difficult drug control, what are the remaining problems? Maybe. Kakashi was non-committal. When he woke up, he found that if he didn't kill him again, the two of them had disappeared. After the Mizunosuke clan was wiped out, this may be the last holder of the ice escape blood successor, which has great research value. It's a pity that it's a real pity. Landing in the Land of Fire is not like when you came here, you have to take care of Desna, and you can't travel long distances quickly. With Kakashi slipping Kato with one hand, a group of people crossed mountains and ridges like walking on flat ground. The speed was surprisingly fast. It only took half a day to complete most of the distance. Mr. Kakashi, I want to buy something, can I stop in the town ahead? Naruto asked, why not buy a gift for Hinata after going out for a while? Kakashi looked sideways. Noticing some hard work, in order not to fall behind, I was already taking Bingliang pills to replenish chakras little Sakura. He nodded and said, okay, then rest for 2 hours before setting off, and try to get home by tonight. Naruto cheered, and chakra exploded, speeding up and sprinting. As soon as I entered the town, I was immediately attracted by this place, which was bigger than Konoha and much more prosperous. High-rise buildings, modern atmosphere, full of familiarity, and most importantly, pedestrians here will not cast strange glances at themselves. I like here. Naruto took a deep breath, rushed into the crowd, looked here, looked there, and bought what he liked. With Hinata around, there is no need to restrain yourself. More than an hour passed inadvertently. Where did you go? Little Sakura was very disappointed that Naruto could not be found after walking many places. Seeing that it was time for the agreed meeting time, I had no choice but to go back. When she arrived at the meeting place, she found that Naruto was already there, but at this time, Naruto had changed so much that she didn't dare to recognize it. Shiny big back head. Fitted black suit, white tie, black shoes. Worn on the left wrist, a glittering gold watch. The overall shape and temperament are so handsome. Why don't you come back until now, pay attention to the concept of time. Naruto pretended to be calm, what do you think of this outfit? Is it handsome? It's okay, okay. The little Sakura looked away, and said insincerely, a little dress up, it still looks good. I'm not ugly. Naruto chuckled, I don't know if Hinata will like it. Should it be anger, disappointment, or something else? The little Sakura clenched her fists tightly, wanting to get something to vent her feelings. Here you are. Naruto took out something and handed it to little Sakura. It was only then that little Sakura found a pile of large and small bags on the ground. These are all bought by Naruto? It should be, Kakashi and Sasuke did not go away again. But where did Naruto get the money? Taking the box from Naruto, little Sakura opened it and saw that it was a mask. As long as it is a gift from Naruto, she likes it, but she is afraid of comparing everything. Compared with the gifts that Hinata can get, this small gift that comes with me, which is at the same level as Kakashi and Sasuke, seems so insignificant. Ale, don't you like it? This is the latest model. It is moisturizing and moisturizing. It works very well. Naruto was surprised to see that little Sakura wasn't very happy. Take it and return it, I don't need it. Little Sakura let out a long breath and returned the things to Naruto. Looking at the back of little Sakura going away, Naruto turned his head and asked in a low voice, Sasuke, did you make little Sakura unhappy? Really, why can't you be gentle with her? Girlfriends need to be spoiled. Who can stand being cold like you? She's not my girlfriend, and I don't need a girlfriend. Sasuke's hind pounced on nature transformation without raising his head, and said, it's not me who makes her unhappy. Who else but you? Could it be me? I didn't do anything. Naruto was confused, and turned to look at Kakashi, suddenly. Mr. Kakashi, you are too old, why don't you give in to the little Sakura? She is so angry that she doesn't even accept gifts. Kakashi, looking away from the novel. I don't remember what I did to make her angry. Could it be that I was provoked by others when I went out to play just now? It's possible, forget it, she'll be fine when her anger subsides. Naruto said. The group continued to set off and returned to Konoha before 10 o'clock in the evening. The four parted ways. Kakashi is going to send Kato to Umbu and write a mission report. Shizuke goes home to rest. Little Sakura left without saying a word, looking in the direction that she was going back to her own home. Naruto doesn't really want to talk to the sulking little Sakura, and there is a high probability that he will be beaten. I came home with big bags and small bags. I haven't cleaned it for a week, and some dust has accumulated. Unable to see this, Naruto changed into his home clothes, cleaned his hands and feet quickly, took a shower, and lay on the bed refreshed, stretching his body. These days, I really have more and more hope. There is the prospective daughter-in-law Hinata. Don't worry about basic necessities of life. The shopping spree during the day made him shiver even more. Naruto looks forward to the future married life more and more. Not having to work, spending honeymoon with Hinata all the time, it is so happy that I don't want it. Next, it's the Chunin exam. Thinking of this, Naruto put his hands behind his head, crossed his legs, and pondered. The Chunin exam will meet Orochimaru. Don't look at people without blood succession boundaries, but Orochimaru's horror is an undoubted fact. Impure world reincarnation alone is unsolvable. Illusion, taijutsu, and ninjutsu are all good at it, and there are no obvious shortcomings. If Orochimaru had been more careful, he would not have wandered around just because he was immortal. The soul of both hands is not sealed by the third generation. Successfully captured Shizuke's body. Not sealed by Itachi. Then he is very likely to laugh until 3 years later, and with everyone in the ninja world, he will fall into infinite Tsukuyomi and die forever. The necessary condition for sealing Kaguya is to get Naruto and Shizuke from Sage of Six Paths. In that case, I would also like to thank Orochimaru for his uplifting mentality. Naruto made a strange face. Anyway. In order to realize little Sakura's dream of marrying Shizuke. Also to prevent accidents, Shizuke died. He can't let Orochimaru get his way and take Shizuke away. Chapter 49. The second day after returning to the village. Early in the morning. Naruto skillfully dressed up in women's clothes, and was going to change back after asking Hinata out. At the same time, give the prepared gift to Hinata. What do you mean by inconvenience? Outside Hyaga's house, Naruto was startled. Master Hinata can't come to see you. The branch housemaid said. What's going on? What happened? Naruto asked hastily. Sorry, I have no comment on this point. The branch housemaid shook her head. She can't come out to see me, so can I go in and see her? Naruto said. This. The branch housemaid hesitated. Wait a minute, I'll ask for instructions. Not long after, the branch housemaid who went back and forth said, Sorry, no, Mrs. Hinata needs to rest, so I don't want to be disturbed. Naruto frowned. What's going on here? Need a break, is sick? Still injured? Or is it overtired? Seeing the door close, Naruto paused for a moment, turned and left, thinking about how he could meet Hinata and confirm her condition. Uzumaki Naruto. Hearing someone calling him, Naruto subconsciously turned his head around, humming in doubt. It really is you. The visitor's eyes widened. Moving his eyes down, he saw who was coming. Naruto was taken aback. It was actually Hanabi. You came here specially to meet my sister? Why did you dress up like this? Hanabi asked strangely. You know me? Naruto was surprised. He had never met Hanabi. Tracking your sister and finding her spying on you, Hanabi naturally wouldn't say such things. You haven't answered my question yet. Why are you dressing up as a girl? Is this your hobby? Hanabi said. Ahem, don't talk nonsense. Naruto smiled dryly, trying to cover up. I just don't want to cause trouble. Trouble? Hanabi was puzzled. She seldom goes out, and has been staying at home to study and practice, so she doesn't get much news from the outside world. The name Uzumaki Naruto is still known from my sister's dream. It's a long story. Let's talk about it another day. You tell me first, what's wrong with your sister? Naruto said. Whatever it is, it's now. Hanabi said. The elder sister became the heir of the clan, and the attention of the father and grandfather was on the elder sister. As a younger sister, she will be a branch house in the future, her study pressure is greatly reduced, and she doesn't want to go to ninja school, so she has a lot of time and freedom. Clarify your situation. In exchange, I'll tell you about my sister. Hanabi said. Naruto scratched his face, looked left and right, but saw no one, presumably hiding in the dark. Before he engraved curse mark, caged bird, Hanabi was still a member of the clan and needed to be protected. After half an hour. In the small park. Sitting on the swing, Hanabi licked apple candy, his pure white eyes flashed with ignorance. After listening to Naruto's description of her situation, she couldn't figure out why her sister liked Naruto. Which aspect do you like? My sis, I took some money from my family earlier. Hanabi. Give it to me. Naruto. How much? Hanabi. 50 million. Naruto. Hanabi. Well, there is no problem, let alone a misunderstanding, this is the person my sister likes 100%. No money. Unwelcome. There is no heaven-defying face value that is so handsome. Nothing can match the horror power of Hokage. In her eyes, the perfect elder sister sometimes misses her. Hanabi sighed regretfully. Looking at other people's faces and sighing, it's rude. Naruto was speechless. No way, the gap with my fantasy is too big. Hanabi said, and couldn't help sighing again. Oh, what is your imaginary brother-in-law? Naruto was curious. No brother-in-law. Hanabi said. Hi. Naruto was stunned. No one is worthy of my sister. Hanabi puffed up her face. Almost forgot, this is still a sister con. Naruto laughed dumbfounded. Hanabi was discouraged, since my sister likes you, then I won't say anything. You should treat her better in the future and don't make her sad. Understood. Naruto said with a smile, it is my good fortune to meet such a good girl as your sister, and I will cherish it very much. Hearing this, Hanabi's expression softened a lot. Now you can tell, what happened to your sister? Naruto said. I hurts. Hanabi didn't hide it and said it truthfully. 4 days ago, I was sparring with my elder sister when she suddenly covered her eyes and cried out in pain. The medical ninjas in the clan can't relieve it. They can only rely on medicine to relieve the pain. Eye pain? Naruto asked strangely, it's alright, why is there eye pain? What caused it? I don't know. Hanabi shook his head, sadly. My lord father, my lord grandfather, I don't know what the cause is. Through perspective, you can see the white eyes of my sister, absorbing her chakra, but why this is so is unknown. Rolling eyes absorbing chakra? Naruto frowned, thinking of Hamura chakra, and then thinking of Tensegan. Since I got Hamura chakra, my eyes have been itchy, as if undergoing some kind of transformation. Naruto secretly thought. Hinata's white eyes are originally extremely pure. If you add more, will it be Tensegan? Even if it is not Tensegan, it is believed to be close to Tensegan. What happened to cause this change in Hinata? Naruto mused. Compared with the plot of the same period. Maybe it has something to do with his encouragement. Encouraged by him, Hinata is full of confidence and energy. Chakra is an energy that is inseparable from spirit, will, and belief. Perhaps, Hinata's mental state fits Hamura chakra, thus triggering the effect of Hamura chakra. It may also be related to system sign-in. It is unclear how the sign-in works. Judging from the fact that signing in consumes energy and enters the cooldown, it looks a bit like copying. Referring to the perfect Hashirama cell obtained from Obito's check-in, there should be an optimized effect. Could it be that during the check-in process, Hamura chakra was touched so that he could influence Hinata in advance? There are many speculations that cannot be confirmed. The pain comes and goes, for a while, the past few days, my sis has been working very hard. Hanabi said. I want to see your sister. Naruto said. Although Hinata's pain cannot be solved directly, if his visit, encouragement and comfort can make Hinata feel better, that would be great. It's difficult for me to meet, let alone you, father will not agree. Hanabi shook his head. Then, take a few words for me, is it okay? Naruto gave the next best thing. Hanabi thought about it and nodded. After Naruto finished speaking about helping to bring it, Hanabi blushed slightly, it's so gross, I've got goosebumps. Naruto smiled without saying a word. If he said it in person, Hinata would definitely not be able to bear it. After passing through Hanabi, a transfer station, it would be much better, at least not fainting every now and then. Chapter 50. Early in the afternoon. Near the small park, in a relatively hidden location, Naruto, who was exercising, waited for Hanabi who sneaked out. Because Hanabi didn't want to see her brother-in-law in women's clothing, it felt super weird, so Naruto went home and changed it back. How? Naruto asked. I relayed your brother-in-law's words. My sister's face turned red all of a sudden, and she rolled around on the tatami again. Hanabi said with a face of novelty. Even at noon, I ate 5 buckets of rice in one go, such a big bucket. It doesn't seem to be in pain anymore. After a short rest after dinner, I wanted to practice. It was my father who stopped me with a strong attitude, so I gave up. I saw it with my white eyes, my sister's white eyes are still slowly absorbing her chakra, there is no change. Obviously before, I was so uncomfortable that I couldn't sleep or eat. Why did I change so much after hearing a few nasty words? It's amazing. Knowing that Hinata's condition has improved, Naruto felt relieved, and said casually, when you have someone you like from the bottom of your heart, and get encouragement and support from the other party, you will be full of motivation. Really? Hanabi cheered. Then there's no need to wait for the future. I like my lord the most. Let her praise me more, and it will have the same effect. I won't tell you any more, I'll go find my elder sister, see you brother-in-law. Goodbye. Naruto smiled and waved his hand. Watching Hanabi disappear from sight, he used the chakra perception technique to perceive a life reaction that moved with Hanabi's movement. It was the person in the morning perception. Since he was protected, he didn't have to worry about it. Naruto snapped his fingers and continued to exercise. Suddenly, a flood of memories flooded in, Naruto lost his footing and fell to the ground with a thud. My head. It's about to split. Naruto held his head and gasped. With the help of 9 tails, passing chakra to shadow clone through the air is indeed a great convenience for him. Even if the number of shadow clones who left Konoha and went to the country of waves to practice in the back mountain did not decrease, the number remained at nearly 1,000. And shadow clone will not disappear due to the exhaustion of chakra, as long as there is no interruption in the supply of chakra in 9 tails, they can continue to practice. It doesn't matter whether the shadow clones communicate with each other, whether they communicate with each other, or whether they have each other's memories. Convenience is convenience, and the efficiency of becoming stronger has also increased, but the side effects should not be underestimated either. Now, the disappearance of a random shadow clone will bring Naruto a memory of 1 to 2 weeks, or even more than a month. A splitting headache. So sad. After a long time, Naruto sat cross-legged, kneading between his eyebrows. Skipping wind, fire, and water, and giving priority to the cultivation of Earth's nature transformation. Really? To deal with Orochimaru? Oh, so that's the case. Indeed, it seems that there is something wrong. Not all shadow clones are practicing. There are 10 shadow clone teams, which are dedicated to thinking, in order to formulate tactics and learn from each other's strengths. Use perfect tactics to make up for the weakness of your own lack of combat experience. After digesting the memory of shadow clone, Naruto raised his right hand and chakra refined it. After the nature transformation of the soil, this chakra has become a high-quality soil. Thunder and water are a perfect match, and wind and fire are the best partners. Both have complementary effects, and when superimposed, they will double their power. And the soil? It was first restrained by ley. And restrain the water. And the compatibility of the wind is also not good. The only improvised fire can only be said to be unsatisfactory, there is no effect of 1 plus 1 greater than 2. Unless it is fused into the blood succession limit, otherwise, in terms of the combination of escapism alone, soil does not match any of them. But soil has a characteristic that the other 4 attributes do not possess. Lasting. Chakra that has undergone nature transformation will quickly volatilize and disappear after losing the supply of chakra. Fire, thunder, wind, water, there is no exception. Soil is different, it can last for a while without the supply of chakra. Also, the soil is the hardest. The idea of shadow clone is that if Orochimaru cannot be killed, we can make a cage to trap Orochimaru. The premise is to complete the development of the spiral shuriken. By the way, the spiral shuriken is just the shape of the technique, not limited to the wind attribute. In the plot, Naruto in the later period integrated the chakra attributes of the tailed beasts into it, and used various spiral shurikens. The attributes are different, but the shape is still a spiral shuriken. No, this is the top priority, and I have to get involved. Naruto stood up and was about to go to the back mountain, but he got up suddenly, dizzy, and almost fell down again. Side effects of shadow clone, nothing to do. Naruto took a deep breath, looked for the direction, and rushed to the back mountain through the uninhabited alley. Sealed space. Lying behind the iron gate, Nine Tails was silent after witnessing Naruto's performance. Why do you want to do this? With my power, you are already strong. Nine Tails. How should I put it? On the one hand, it is for myself to live a comfortable life. On the other hand, I don't want to lose you. Naruto. Losing me? What do you mean? Nine Tails. Would you believe me if I said I knew a little about the future? Naruto asked. Oh. What kind of future? Tell me. Nine Tails. In the face of an enemy that cannot be defeated, you burned your life so that I survived. Naruto. Nine Tails. This conversation happened half a month ago. Only Nine Tails knows about the ultimate trump card of burning life, not even the old man Six Paths. How could Naruto? Did you really see the future? The one on Mount Myoboku can see the future in his dreams. Although it is incredible, it can be seen that predicting the future is not impossible. My name is Kurama. My real name is Kurama, remember it for me. My name is Kurama, stop talking nonsense, come on, give me a fist. I don't say anything, but I have accepted it in my heart. I have recognized Naruto's 9 tails, and my mental activities are rich. It's dark. Naruto, who got carried away with his practice, saw an extra pair of shoes in his sight and raised his head. I saw little Sakura looking at him expressionlessly. Listen, let me explain. Look, at this time, it's not too late for dinner, I'll go right away. Interrupting Naruto, little Sakura said, seeing that you are not at home, I know you are here. There is no need to go back. I brought food. You brought. Naruto froze. Don't worry, I didn't intervene. It's my mother's curry rice. Little Sakura said calmly, squatting down, and opened the bento boxes one by one. So many. Naruto was surprised. Eat more, you will have strength. Knowing that you have a good physique, if you don't have enough nutrition, your body will collapse. Little Sakura said. Naruto tried a bite, it was so delicious, he said thank you, and devoured it hungrily. You're welcome, I have something to ask you too. Small Sakura. Naruto cast a puzzled look. Take me to practice together. Little Sakura. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe and share for next parts.